Sure.
Ooh, let's get her initial reaction.
Oh, that. Yum.
No.
Doesn't it just taste like
Tasty.
Keystone Light tea?
It tastes like a Colt 45 kind of. But
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, that's another malt liquor.
I don't like it. I could only drink that if I was already really, really, really drunk.
It's $2.50 is the thing.
Okay, well, I see why it's appealing.
Yeah.
That makes sense then.
Yeah.
I love it.
All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Two Beers with the Band. I'm your host, Chris Shrum, and today I'm sitting down with the guys from Shanny and the Eastmen.
What's up?
Hello.
How's it going?
All right, guys, so if you will, let's go ahead and pop our beers and pour them in a glass. And then if you guys will go around and introduce yourselves and tell us what you brought, we'll get on to the good stuff.
Cool.
You want me to go first?
Sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, my name's Travis. I'm the drummer for Shanny and the Eastmen. I brought along a 40 of King Cobra today. It's one of my longtime favorites. It's what I drank in college, mostly because it's only $2. And it's actually really smooth, in my opinion. So, one of my favorites. I definitely recommend it.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm Shannon. I'm the singer and the rhythm. And I brought Mama's Trouble Coffee Stout. Stouts are my favorite, and it's below freezing. So it's perfect weather for a stout.
Cozy.
Exactly.
That
You
is
might
true.
Take your feet.
That is true.
I'm Ryan. I brought Peroni, and I play guitar.
Never heard
I
of
like
Peroni.
Why'd you
Because
bring
it's
it?
Italian.
'Cause
and
it's
I'm Italian.
Nice. I like it. All right, guys. I'm Chris, as everyone knows, and I am drinking Oktoberfest from Wonderlinger Brewing Company. Right there. I hope that's showing up.
Good for the cold weather, too.
Yeah, and this is a Marzen, and let me see if I can find the ABV on here. I know it's a little bit lower than the other one I brought, but
I got 6%.
Mine's 6.2.
Hang.
why am I not
40s.
finding it?
Where's not holding up nowadays?
Said
It's quantity over quality.
All right, well, anyway, that's what I'm drinking. So, guys, can you tell me a little bit about the band and how you guys got started?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you lead that one, Shane? I think you're kind of the ringleader of that.
This is my favorite story. Okay, so I met Travis first because my roommate at the time, Kristen Pike, and I had made a joint Tinder. And in the bio, we said we just want to start a band. That's all this is. And then we matched Eric, and Eric messaged us and was like, hey, I have a roommate. We should start a band. So we went over to your house.
Yeah, because Eric's my roommate.
Yeah.
No one knows him.
Yeah. Eric's is Travis's roommate. And we went over there. We had a jam. KP and I had no idea what we were doing. I didn't even sing. Travis sang the first song.
Yeah.
And then we had a band called 100% Juice with KP, Eric, and our friend Matt.
Yeah.
So Matt Harrison.
Almost entirely doing like covers.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
were a cover band. And a few originals.
Played
And
like
then-
100 times at the Donaldson pub.
Oh my gosh, the Donaldson Pub with Dry Campus and where did we met Christian with Hybrid Soul.
Yeah.
Hybrid Soul.
Leo.
But then that ended, and Travis and I still wanted to do music and play gigs. So I made a Facebook post, and I was like, "Hey, we're trying to start a band. We're kind of like the Strokes," and I said the Strokes, and things were not.
Yeah, that's not right.
But I
We're
was
not-
trying to
We're nothing like the Strokes.
I was trying to advertise it well, and I said, "If you want to have some fun, you should come jam with us." And then we met Brian and Cody.
Mm-hmm.
They said they're down to audition.
Yeah, both the
And-
first people we got, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, just
I
Perfect
stalked
fit
for
right
a
away.
long time though. I
Yeah.
stalked for a long time.
yeah,
We stalked both of their profiles.
to see how good they were.
Yeah. And then we said come jam, and we had our first jam, and then it was good. And then, because I'm a crazy Karen, but like not an actual Karen, I made us do band bonding and made us all hang out all the time and do
we
family
wanted
activities.
to. You didn't have to make us that hard.
Yeah, I know.
We liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys
And
got used to
it's
it.
been pretty smooth sailing ever since. We're just getting cooler and cooler shows.
Yeah.
Trying to work on an album and just
Yeah.
figuring it out like as we go. Really,
Mm-hmm.
it's been a little like a year and a half now.
2 years
2
in
years?
February.
2 years in February.
Wild.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's
Doesn't
crazy.
feel like 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you said it doesn't feel like 2 years. Is that because what you do, you guys find so much love and enjoyment in?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's
Yeah.
like my favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the one like things I look forward to every week because
Yeah.
we're together at least at some point. I feel like every single week doing
Yeah.
something. When we're not, I get really bored. I'm like,
Yeah.
when are my friends coming back over?
Yeah.
Literally, over Thanksgiving, I was like, oh gosh, I can't
Yeah.
wait to have band practice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do a lot of practicing, even if we don't have a show, just because we like hanging out and staying sharp.
Yeah.
And then we, when we have extra free time, that's when we really kind of try to get into our recordings
Yeah.
when we don't feel the time pressure.
I agree. I think it helps too that we all have like different full-time jobs, because then this is like our like hobby that we want to make our job and we don't get tired of it, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah. We're efficient too. We don't waste
Yeah.
a lot of time,
Yeah.
You
We're
run a
efficient and
good
we're fun.
practice. Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
We're on a tight ship.
Yeah.
Uh,
Practice like you perform,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as far as the recording, I guess, is that because y'all do have different schedules, is doing any kind of recording or anything like that, a video, a song, something like that, is that difficult to kind of nail down a time? Or, how's that go? Because there are so many people out there that are in the same situation you guys are. And just time to say, okay, we've practiced. I think we got it. Everybody feels good. Now we got to go out there and lay down some tracks. Is that easy for you guys to do, or is that kind of stressful?
I think it's
A little bit of both.
Yeah, I was gonna say
yeah,
both, yeah.
more easy, but a little bit. I think it's because we're also you and I are really trying to pump them out.
yeah. Sometimes we
In an
are
efficient way.
like trying to get them done really fast. Like if we want to get a single done, we have that one thing to focus on.
Yeah.
It's never hard to get together, but I think like the main thing we're finding with that is that we're even more efficient if it's like not all of us, because if we're
'Cause we're all
recording,
such good friends.
there's always like 3 people just sitting there doing nothing. But if it's just like Ryan comes over to record guitar and we can just do Ryan stuff all night, I feel like we get a lot more done.
Yeah.
And that makes it even easier because we don't have to worry about scheduling the whole band or getting together like that. As long as we all have that like kind of idea, and we know what we want to go for.
Exactly. And when we did it together, we used to do it together, and I would make us have family dinners where I would cook everyone dinner.
Yeah, but it's dangerous
And
when we all hang
yeah,
out.
then
'cause
we would get distracted.
we don't.
or
Yeah, then we're
drinks
like,
would
we
start
don't do
flowing.
Yeah.
then-
Yeah, we hang out for 8 hours and record it for half hour.
Literally.
Well, I mean, that, band bonding.
Yeah,
that,
it's important.
It's important.
We never regret it. We're like, okay, it's
Yeah,
still
yeah.
an awesome night.
and then we're strict the next day. And we're like,
Yeah.
okay, we got to reel it in.
Yeah,
Lock in.
yeah, we can lock in when when we need to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I saw you guys play one night, and I really enjoyed what I saw. I think you guys are talented, and
Thank you.
I enjoyed the banter between you guys back and forth. And it was a good show. It's very entertaining. Both, you guys talking back and forth, the music as well, and you would give stories in between the songs about the upcoming song, either the reason it was written, or just kind of like, hey, I wrote this song, I pitched it to the guys, this was a feeling amongst the group, and then we kind of came to a consensus and blah blah blah. So as far as the writing goes, is how's that work with a band?
Well, honestly, I write most the lyrics and melody by myself, and then Travis and I'll show Travis, and if he likes it, then I'm like, okay, we're cooking. I don't know why, but I have to have Travis approve.
I'll tell
of
her
it.
if it's not very
Yeah,
good.
no, I can
really.
tell. If he does this face, I'll be like,
I'm like,
yeah,
I like
that,
it, but
or you do this head nod where you're like, yeah,
yeah, that was
It's-
good.
that, and it's always when we're a little drunk too.
Yeah, but you want that feedback.
No, I do, I
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
if it's good and you're like, whoa, I'm getting excited, or what about this? And you always do this with your hands. You go, I hear little keys. I hear little keys.
Ooh, yeah, I hear a little guitar.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I think I
It's
do
always the
that.
hand.
I didn't notice.
Yeah, you do that, and then I'm like, okay, we're cooking. So then we'll have band practice, and I'll take it there. And
Mm-hmm.
I get really, really nervous, so I make Travis and I go take a shot every time. It's like clockwork. I need a shot.
Yeah.
And then I'll show them. And then my big thing is I want to write my part because it meant something to me. And then I want Ryan and Cody to write something, whatever they're feeling, because I want them to be connected. I don't want them to, like, have a part that's already written and then they just play that. Cause
Yeah.
I think that's boring. I want them to feel it.
Yeah, right. And,
Yeah.
and their individual parts and personality makes the
And-
band what
yeah.
it is, you know?
Right.
I think it's nice because we're all writing our own part, and then it sounds like a very
Yeah, you can speak to that, I'm sure. You've
Yeah,
been in bands
yeah.
where you don't get to play parts you've written, right?
Yeah. But it really depends who the like if it's some bands, I guess it's kind of assumed that one person writes everything.
Yeah.
And you just kind of that's what you sign up.
If you
for.
go into it knowing that, that's,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I don't. I've been in a lot of bands, yeah, where I just write the guitar parts, and that's all I really want out of it. I mean, I don't write songs, so if I could write the guitar parts, that's all I need.
Have you ever written a whole song?
No.
Yeah,
have,
yeah.
I thought.
It seems like you
No,
have.
I mean, I don't sing. I don't
Okay,
sing.
fair.
So, I don't sing well. So it's kind of hard to write a whole song.
He took voice lessons though.
Well,
You did?
Yeah.
do you
go
think
on.
do you think that it makes you appreciate the song and want to perfect the song a little bit more when everybody has a contribution to the finished product? Do you think that even on stage, where okay, the song is supposed to sound like this and this is how we've practiced it, but sometimes you may get that feeling and your part in the song is coming up and you really, you just want to shine, so you kind of give it a little extra juice, and and then that, how's that feel, to know that this part of the song was your creation?
Yeah, it feels pretty. It's cool. It's cool. Yeah,
It's-
it's hard to deny that. It's pretty cool, but I don't know. As long as it is a part that serves the song,
Yeah.
So that's what I try and keep in mind. Serve the song.
Yeah, for sure. I think
Yeah.
you do a great job of that.
Thanks.
You do. Both of you do. Everyone says
Yeah,
that.
so does Cody.
Yeah, so does
Yeah.
Cody. Cody King. Hey, King.
Hey, Cody.
Cody Boss. Look him up. He also has a car detailing business. Self-plug. Or whatever plug. Okay, anyway. Live, laugh, love. For me, I don't know. I just like when you guys like it, or I can see other people like it, because it started with me in my room by myself. No one's home. And then it goes from that to Travis, to the band.
Actually,
and
yeah,
then
that probably does feel pretty cool.
Yeah.
it's
to then
just
get to
cool
play.
seeing it all together, and like, you guys are all really good at getting whatever I'm thinking in my head. You make it your own, but I'll have like this idea, like Upside Down. I was in the bathroom and you guys were playing something, and I was like, "That's literally the chords to this new song I wrote that I was going to show you."
Oh, nice. We were just jamming it.
Yeah, you were just jamming it by like chance, and I was like, "That's literally the exact same thing. What the heck?" And now that's my favorite song.
Yeah.
But it's, I don't know.
It's like
that's my favorite
50-50
thing.
we get like that, like just jamming, and then she gets an idea, but the other half are like pretty much like how you wrote them,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's also because when I write, I'm pretty average at guitar. I use 4 chords most of the time. And so I know that sounds boring, but then I'll have like a melody in my head, and then you guys are playing who knows what until I figure it out and you tell me. But I'm like, oh, this is really pretty. So then I'll just sing whatever melody to kind of fit what you're playing. And then you guys tell me the chords, because I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
What do you think, because you guys are in tune with each other like that, that makes you stronger as a band, and it makes you better as a band, because you can play off each other, and maybe you're in a weird way almost in each other's head.
Yeah.
And you can kind of follow along, and maybe if somebody messes up, or maybe if somebody's not quite right, y'all can kind of pick it up, or
Definitely.
quickly adjust to that person. And kind of, people like me out in the audience, maybe I'm not going to pick up on it.
Yeah.
Does it make it easier to get past those little things?
Oh yeah.
100%.
Yeah, there's
There's
many a
3
times.
examples
Okay,
that
yeah,
came
let's hear them.
right
Sure
in
it's
my
the same ones
head.
I'm thinking of.
Okay. One, we were playing New Faces Night at the basement.
That's the first giant, huge mess
and it's
up.
our first single. I don't know what, Travis. I don't know what you're playing, but you're just drumming something, and I was like,
Yeah, it's I was starting the slowest, weirdest ballad type song, and it's supposed to be this big upbeat thing.
yeah, and I just
Nobody knew what
no,
was
and
doing.
I just played over it, and no one noticed.
Yeah.
That one. The other one was me for sure. It was our first headlining show at the basement.
Oh, back
And
at
I
the
was-
basement.
I
We
was-
always mess up at the basement.
I was so excited because we had just played all of our set, and it was the first time I think that every song was original, besides the last song.
Yeah, we're closing with "Where's My Mind."
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I was so excited that I just butchered every single chord in the
Yeah,
intro.
it's an
Every
8-chord
single one.
intro, just her.
I don't even
I don't
know
think she hit any.
what. No,
not
I
a
didn't.
single one of
And
the
Travis
chords.
was just like, okay.
Yeah, when it was time to bring the
smile.
drums in, just bop, 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 bop.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just take it from there.
And then the third one, we were opening for Sixpence None the Richer, and it was upside down, and you had the beat, but you looked at me, you were like,
I couldn't remember how fast it was.
yeah, and then I was just like,
Yeah, so it was boom.
I didn't notice that.
Boom, 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 boom.
yeah, and then we
Yeah.
did a head
As soon as I
nod,
was
and we
doing the
were
right
like-
speed, she was like,
I was like,
Yeah.
There you go. I didn't even notice that.
yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
I don't even mess up that much, but
Well, those were the things that just went right in my head because we
only
had
at the
this look.
important shows.
It's okay. It
Yeah.
happens. No one else can tell.
I think it's a
Like,
good thing when
Where's
it
my
happens.
mind? They definitely could tell because I
Yeah.
butchered it.
Yeah.
Anyone who knew the song, maybe.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, no.
it's-
Someone, Jack McPherson said, "Wow, that was a creative intro. Did you make that up?" And I said,
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually.
And no, I said no. I was just so happy I didn't know what to play. And the worst part is I was smiling, hitting it, being like, and it's
you're
so
nailing it.
wrong. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was awful.
Well, you probably fooled some people.
I knew I was wrong,
Yeah.
but I was so happy that I didn't care. I was just like, whatever.
Yeah, mostly no one notices.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
so.
if you make a mistake and don't acknowledge it and just keep moving,
Mm-hmm.
somebody that doesn't know the song,
Yeah.
they'll never know.
Yeah.
And or even somebody that does know the song, I'll be like, you know what? Nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody is perfect.
Exactly.
Even these huge bands that
Oh,
have been
yeah.
playing the same song for 20 years
Yeah, they still mess
and
up.
doing massive tours.
Yeah.
I mean, they might get it right. One night they may not make a mistake. That next night, you're not going to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
You don't let it stop you. Just keep
Yeah,
rolling.
totally.
Yeah.
And, for me, even if I recognize a mistake, but you keep rolling and act like it didn't happen, as soon as the flow starts, it's gone. I've already forgotten
yeah,
about it.
exactly.
Exactly.
If
Yeah.
you acknowledge the mistake and, it kind of takes a little bit to get back in the rhythm, it's kind of like, and then
Yeah.
later on, I'll remember it, but I won't let that affect my, the way I felt about the show. Because
Yeah.
one thing I like about music more than anything else, the reason I prefer listening to music over watching a movie or going to a game is because you guys are the center of attention. And it's not like a movie where you can record the movie and make 1,000 mistakes, but record it again, and
Yeah.
nobody ever knows when they see the finished product.
Yeah.
You guys are up there, you get one shot. you know,
That's a good way to put it.
and
Wow.
you know, y'all go up there, and if you make a mistake, just keep rolling.
Yeah.
You know what? I meant to do that. If somebody asked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
I'm glad you caught that. I was wondering if anybody was going to
Yeah.
catch that. You know,
that's
I
right.
mean, even if somebody, and I don't know who would be the kind of person come up and be like, "Man, y'all played a great show, but you really messed up those
Oh my
vocals."
gosh, no.
You know,
we
it's-
do have a few friends that'll
There's-
come up
yeah.
and tell.
Okay,
Oh,
well,
yeah,
well, you know,
Yeah,
you
but
know,
yeah.
friends,
They're
but
also
But the
doing
people
it
think
and
so. Yeah.
yeah, like you know, the night I met you guys, I would never came up and been like, you know what, I think you made this
Yeah,
mistake,
yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
okay. And then you know, I saw you miss this, but
Yeah.
you know what? That's you
Yeah.
know, nobody's gonna know. Just keep rolling, and even if you make a mistake, just smile and be like, "Pfft, okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
you know,
Yeah.
and
Laugh it off.
right.
Yeah.
I
Usually
think-
people like that if you make a mistake and you
Yeah.
just like laugh or smile. Like you always
Just
meet
like-
eyes with someone in the crowd.
Yeah.
Who's like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
You get to
and
the
you're
idea.
just,
Yeah.
My biggest thing too is if we mess up, I never want to restart. I never want to restart
Yeah.
a song. Just
restart a song.
keep
Gotta-
trucking. The show must
yeah.
go on.
No,
Can't
for
restart.
real.
Can't restart
Can't
ever.
restart.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't. That's
Even
like-
when it's catastrophic, like
rule.
my "Where Is My Mind" intro.
I mean, if there's a technical difficulty and like something's like squealing and you can't
Yeah.
hear, like
Yeah.
That's different.
They
That
make-
but even you're at the 5 spot, your guitar string popped.
Yeah.
I thought we handled it pretty well.
Nobody
Yeah.
noticed. People thought I was just changing guitars in the middle of the song.
Yeah.
So we've had
I
like
said-
Cody's bass has failed before, and we
Yeah,
just like played like
yeah.
half a song without him.
Yeah.
Literally, we're just like, keep going.
It's like,
Yeah.
you're not
Sorry.
stopping, so
He was
figure
the
it
Keep
out.
fourth
fixing it.
part,
And
yeah.
like,
You didn't even have like guitar at the part. His bass was out. It was
Yeah,
just
I
like
know.
me
It
and
was
her.
just- yeah.
it was literally just us, and we were like,
Yeah.
Well, you got to figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
whatever.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
do you think because you guys are so tight, both, you know, musically and personally, that something like that, no matter when it happens or where you're at, you can just work through?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at this
I don't
point,
think-
I mean,
yeah.
it's been enough time, which is like I'm glad it's happened like several times because I'm just
Yeah.
confident now that's not gonna
Yeah.
make or break
I mean,
the
if
show.
we have
Yeah, I think,
nothing's happened yet, then yeah.
yeah, I think we all know that. It's just keep going.
Yeah, always.
Finish the song.
Yeah, we never really discussed it. It's just like how we've all been,
Yeah,
you know, in our backgrounds and stuff.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's just
Well, playing a venue for 30 people and then playing a show for 3,000 people, do you think you could put on the same show, you know, for the small group as you would, or put on the same show for the big group as you would the small group? Even with the mistakes, do you think you could still work through them, or do you think you might be a little more nervous because it's a little bit bigger venue?
I'll definitely be more
will
nervous, but
definitely be
Yeah.
more nervous, but I will
depends,
most likely
though. I don't
take
know.
2 shots to.
yeah,
The more
Ease
people that are there, I feel like the less nervous I am because
Really?
I feed off of it.
Yeah,
But if
that's-
there's like
That
only 10
is
people there,
true.
if there's only 10 people there, then they're all watching you, and it's
at the end of the day, when you get on the stage and hit the first note, like
yeah,
it's always the same feeling. Basically, you're like, okay, I'm in this now.
Yeah.
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 And we're
No
just
matter
all
the crowd
together
size.
having fun.
Yeah.
right,
And
right.
for me, it's more than the first note. For me, it's like halfway through the first song.
Okay, yeah,
Or like
Still.
if we start with Ghost, when you all come in, that's when I'm like, okay, I'm good.
yeah. I'd be scared to start it alone, like
Yeah.
you always have to too.
It's terrifying.
Just walk
It's,
on
and you
stage
guys
and
make me do it all the time. It's like my
You have to.
We-
You're
we-
Shanny.
We don't
I
make
know.
We don't make the set list.
yeah.
I know, but everyone likes it. And
It's
the
a good
first
one. It's a
song,
good.
so
It's
Yeah.
a good.
Just I have to buck up, as my
Yeah.
mother would say.
Well, would you guys give a crowd of 20 the same energy and the same
Oh, yeah.
level as 20,000?
Yeah.
I mean, are you
Yeah.
going to play the same show for each
Yeah.
person each time you get on stage? Is it the same show?
Yeah, for sure.
I've been
Just exactly how we practice it.
Yeah, we try to practice it like it's basically a dress rehearsal.
Yeah.
But also, I think, let's say someone who someone who went to the shows when there were 20 people was in the crowd of 20,000. I would want them to feel as welcome as they did
Yeah.
with that first show.
I mean, yeah, and if anything, the bigger crowd's gonna hopefully inevitably have a lot more energy because we played tons
Yeah.
of shows for
Yeah.
20 people where it's
Yeah.
just dead silent.
Yeah,
You know,
we've
it's
had
just not the
one-
night for cheering
Yeah.
for whatever
We've
reason.
had one show at the Cobra where it's literally 4 of our friends.
Yeah.
And my
Yeah.
mom and dad
Still,
Yeah.
We're
still
just-
same show.
But it was still
Just-
fun. Yeah. It
Still
was
same show.
Bob
I'm like happy
and
when that happens
silent.
sometimes because I'm
Yeah.
always really nervous, and when I'm like,
Love
oh, no one's
stress.
here. This is awesome.
Yeah.
You're like,
Well,
it's just, yeah, you
This-
always go,
it's
it's like
just like
another practice.
A
It's
real
fine.
dress
Yeah.
rehearsal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Just take advantage of that opportunity.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
agree.
Well, as far as nerves go, you know, how do y'all, are you nervous before the show starts? And how do you deal with, if you're nervous, how do you deal with that?
Wow.
I'm nervous every single time.
Yeah.
Every single time. Travis and I have a routine. It's probably not the most healthy way, but
Yeah, you've already mentioned it a couple
Yeah.
times. We take a
Exactly.
shot.
we take a shot.
It helps. It takes the edge off.
Run
Well-
to the bar, shot.
Yeah. And
I mean-
it takes your mind off, like, thinking about the show. I'm like, oh, I'm going to get a drink at this bar instead
Yeah.
of I'm sitting here
Yeah.
just waiting to get on that stage.
Exactly. I do have a rule though. You do not. Well,
We don't
I
get
don't care what you
drunk
guys
for
do,
shows.
but I cannot get drunk.
None of us get
You
drunk
get
for
like
shows.
one,
Just the
two
first one.
shots.
The first one?
First show we ever did, I was
You were drunk for it?
Yeah, he
Oh,
was. I
that's
held
so
his
drunk,
hair
so drunk.
when he. I held his hair when he was puking.
so drunk.
Yeah,
I
we'll
was
get
nervous.
I was nervous.
Now, is this before you went on? Did that happen before you went
No.
on? Or,
yeah,
But
from nerves.
No, the peak of the drunkenness happened when I was on stage. I was like, I don't even know what
I
I'm playing,
remember
but
this.
I don't care.
He pulled it off. We didn't kick him out.
I know we didn't kick him out, but I remember
I just couldn't figure out what.
I went to. I know this is actually. I'm gonna expose you. I'm sorry. It was Wave of Mutilation, and he played the solo. And I remember after I went up to my mom and I was like, I don't know what he played. That was not it.
Yeah, no, I don't know what I was doing. I would. Well, you got it. You know.
Isn't that like a
learn.
one-note solo?
Yeah, it's really easy.
well, you know, a lot of bands have their pre-show routine.
Yeah.
And you know, y'all aren't the only ones, and you know you're not the only
Yeah.
ones. They'll do a shot to calm the nerves.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah.
and that's nothing to be embarrassed about.
Yeah.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
if you're on stage in between songs,
Yeah.
continuously doing
That's
shots,
a great point.
maybe you need to.
Maybe. It was
I always
you-
have a water on stage.
Yeah.
To stay hydrated. And
Oh,
Just
mine's
buy shots.
like a high noon or a Jameson and ginger ale,
Yeah,
and then
super-
occasionally someone will buy us a shot. But then I
Yeah.
have a game. We play hydration.
Yeah.
oh yeah, we
A
always
drinking
play that
game.
with the
Yeah.
crowd
Mm-hmm.
to make them take a sip too and try
Yeah.
and get them a
It's
little
nice. Yeah, get them
relaxed.
Yeah, I don't think you. were
Or
at
if
the
I,
one we
yeah,
played.
I
We
don't
didn't
think
do it?
we did it at.
Did we do it at that one?
Gears. I don't think we did.
I don't believe y'all did.
I don't
Um,
think so. We
now,
That's a fun one.
She just
I like
picks
that. Yeah.
a set amount of time and then
Yeah.
tells the like 7 seconds and then
Yeah.
tells the crowd to drink and I'll do a drum roll.
Yeah. It's
No,
fun.
no,
It's
we
fun.
we definitely
Yeah.
didn't do that because I would have remembered that. But
It's fun.
I can't believe we forgot.
Well, I didn't do it because I was like, it's the album party. I don't know
Yeah.
if anyone has a drink because it was like
Oh,
not
there was
yeah,
some
it wasn't at a
upstairs
bar.
venue, yeah.
I think everybody had a drink in their
Yeah,
hand.
yeah,
Everybody
for
that was
sure.
of age had a
my
drink
mom
in
and
their
dad
hand.
Yeah.
had
You know,
more than a drink, so I should have honestly gone by their drunkenness. But it's okay.
Yeah, that's true.
Sorry, mom and dad. Not to expose you.
Well, I mean, you know, it's part of it, especially bands at you guys' level, which is what I really enjoy talking to, is bands that are at y'all's level who are still, I'm not going to say finding themselves, but you kind of are. You know,
we
and
absolutely are. We really, really
you
Still
know,
figuring it out.
you're out there, you're still playing some of your first songs.
Oh yeah.
You're still figuring each other out on stage and everything. I mean, it's not like you guys been together 20 years
Yeah.
and you do the exact same, you know, and I'm not going to say it's boring, but this conversation that I'm having with y'all might be boring because you'd be like, let's talk about something else. This, because, you know,
heard it for 20 years.
Right,
Right.
right. But, you know, you guys, y'all are still in tune with the crowd. I think a lot more than, you know, these big acts selling out Bridgestone Arena,
Yeah.
places like that. I'm not saying they're not in touch with the crowd, but they're on such a different level.
Yeah.
And they got to perform in certain ways and maybe even things that happen in the crowd they don't notice because the lights are so,
Yeah,
You know,
that's true.
and-
The bigger
That's
you
a
get, the
good-
less you
yeah.
can even see the crowd.
That's right.
So,
That's- yeah.
Yeah.
speaking of what goes on in the crowd, what is the craziest thing y'all have seen while on stage that you just kind of went like, you know what, we got to keep going?
Oh my goodness.
Do you, do you have,
I have well, one was in the first band.
okay.
In 100%
awesome.
Juice, we went back to my college town, Knoxville. We went to Leaderboard where everyone is underage. I think we were the
That was
only ones
crazy, yeah.
of age. And there are it's like shoulder to shoulder packed 18-year-olds with a fake ID. And we played like Seven Nation Army, all these covers.
Hey Ya.
Hey Ya. I remember being a little drunk myself, being like, Knoxville, da da da, what's up? And they like screamed a little, and I was like, you can get louder. And then they screamed, and I said, whoa.
Yeah, that was like
That
the one time we had like a ravenous, insane crowd.
that fueled me though.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
Really felt like rock stars there for that
Okay,
night.
I know. I was like, there's maybe 50 people in this bar, and then the other thing, I think, was at the Memphis show. We opened for Sixpence in Memphis, and after the show, people were coming up and being like, can I get a picture with you? You gave your drumsticks to the 13-year-old girl.
Yeah,
What is her name? Alyssa?
can't remember.
I think it's Alyssa. But she got her dad the tickets for Father's Day to Sixpence. And then it's just all these pictures, and we were talking to all these locals.
Yeah, we'd never gotten so much love or like.
Yeah.
Sixpence even came up to us
Yeah,
and was
it's because we play with
geeking.
Sixpence that
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
it like validated us to everyone in the crowd
Yeah.
because they were like, wow, they must be like famous or about to get famous or something because they're playing
Yeah.
with a famous band, you know. But like,
And
it's
in
just like,
reality, we were like, we
Yeah.
just hit 400 followers.
you've never heard of us. You want the autograph, like just in
Yeah,
case.
that was
But
crazy.
yeah, that's for us one of the craziest things, just because it was so flattering. You know?
That was crazy.
Nothing like
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
like crazy with the crowd during the show. I feel like has gone down. Like,
Pink Pony Club,
Pink Pony Club.
we
is
covered
crazy.
that, and the crowd goes, they start jumping.
It's always
Yeah.
crazy if you're at a show and someone is trying to get on stage and play a song with you.
That is weird.
Yeah.
I've had that happen several times.
Here in Nashville,
Oh yeah, only in
I get-
Nashville.
I can see that.
Yeah,
I can
it's-
definitely see that
We let it
because
happen once and won't never again.
oh,
What are you doing?
was this somebody that actually had zero clue?
Yeah, it's sort of a clue, but it's just like didn't want to get off the stage afterwards.
Oh,
It's
okay.
their show now.
Yeah.
All right, put the guitar down.
Yeah, but yeah, we're like we're not ever doing that again.
Okay, well, at this point, you guys keep mentioning Sixpence. Is that, is that so far kind of the high point in y'all's career?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
100%.
Definitely. it's the first time we like joined a tour of any kind for
Yeah, we
only two nights. Two nights.
2 nights,
Yeah.
but 2 nights
Yeah.
on tour.
Yeah.
And just great crowds, like awesome venues. Even getting outside of Nashville, like they were such amazing venues,
Yeah.
and the crowd was so much more receptive for whatever reason.
Yeah,
being
it's
outside of
almost
Nashville,
like we were talking about this. It's like
They don't
didn't-
see bands
They
like
don't
that all the
see
time.
it all the time. Like
Yeah.
Nashville, it's so popular that.
you see incredible bands all the time.
All the
every
time.
every
Right.
venue in Nashville.
Whereas this, they were all like locked
Yeah,
in.
they weren't so jaded. Yeah,
Good,
it was just
yeah.
cool to.
It's just
Good description. Yeah.
Well, you'll also have, at least in Nashville, let's say half the crowd is either in a band
Totally.
Yeah.
or
always thinking.
or associated in some way with the music industry. So I'm not saying they don't enjoy the show, but you may have somebody there who is enjoying the show, but they're thinking about what would I do if
Yeah.
Yeah,
if I was the lighting guy? What would I
Yeah.
do if
Definitely.
the drums are a little too loud and I'm a sound engineer? How would I fix that?
Yeah.
And you have people that they're enjoying the show, but they're so caught up in what they do that it's not they're judging you, but they would say, what would I do if I was in,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
For sure, I think that's really common. I mean, I do.
I do it. I do
Yeah.
it. I literally am so guilty of
feel
it that I have notes in my notes app of like Yeah,
I'm taking
of like,
notes on people?
don't do this, or like,
Oh,
do
okay.
this, or like, I like that they did this. Even, I'm so
good.
bad at it now. When we saw Flip Turn, I loved Flip Turn, but I was like, oh, I like that they did this, or I like how they're interacting with this, or I loved that they ended the set with a Stroke song. I was like, that is so cool.
Yeah.
Who'd you get the drinking game from that we play?
Actually, we were in a tiny town, Manchester, at this weird bar. Do you remember
With
this?
Juice? That one?
Yes,
Yeah,
it
I
was
definitely
Juice.
remember that one.
And this guy was like, some of the local bands here will play this drinking
It's
game
like
where you
something
like,
Wizard or something, wasn't it?
yeah, I don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
It was
It was
no
that
one
show?
was there.
That's really
It was
cool.
like my mom and dad, and then my sister's godfather, my dad's best friend. It was like them,
Yeah.
and maybe two of our friends. Christian was there because Hybrid Soul played with us.
Oh yeah.
But the one of the guys there was like, they do this drinking game, da 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 da. You drink for how many ever seconds, and then I was just, well, let's call it hydration because we're
Yeah.
drinking.
I
Smart.
didn't know that.
So
yeah.
you came up with
I
that
didn't know
part,
that you
huh?
made it up.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, do you guys ever go to a show and, like she said, take notes? Do you guys ever see, your part in a song and think to yourself, you know what, I like that.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can do that and incorporate it and kind of make it my own.
Yeah.
And then get with the rest of the band and say, hey, I saw this. I would like to try it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Do you feel like, that improves your show?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so many people, like we said, like are so amazing out here. So at least like with that, you can take inspiration from anywhere. Like I feel like we could go to any venue tonight, see a band, and find something that would
Oh,
be
yeah.
great
Yeah.
to take away
Yeah.
from their performance.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So many people practice those specific things out here.
Yeah.
And so many people are so good here.
Yeah,
so
for real.
good here.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we still get intimidated. Like if
Yeah.
we're playing second or third, every time a band comes before, we're like, wow, they're really good.
Yeah, seriously. Especially if I haven't had a shot, then I'm like,
Yeah.
my eyes are like, I need a shot right now.
Yeah, she'll be like, how are we gonna follow them?
Yeah, literally.
Just be like, well, let's play our songs.
I'm like, we're screwed.
Yeah.
They're so good.
Well, I've been to shows where people open up for main artists that I want to see, and these people I've never heard of at all. And you're in a venue, and of course, I don't know, their sound check didn't go right, or everything's tuned to the main act, so nobody's messing with the board, and this group that's up here, it's almost painful sometimes to
Yeah.
listen to these songs,
Yeah.
but I try to sit back and say, you know what, let me not focus on the fact that every time he hits a cymbal, it sounds like my skull is splitting.
Yeah.
Let me try to listen to the band,
Yeah.
and maybe you guys don't hear it up front, but sometimes people are sitting out there like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Why is my
That's really frustrating.
why is my vision,
Yeah.
So I mean, you can't, you got to go up there and do what you do. And like I said, this particular evening, the artist, his vocals just were completely drowned out. I mean, but I could see what he was putting into it, and he was the guitar player, so of course his guitar is way up front, but what it made me do is go back and say, you know what, this guy's opening for this band, so there's probably something there.
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't see it, and I've been drinking. Let me go back and listen to this band or this person with a clear head and listen to what they've recorded and see if I like this person or this band. And if I do, cool, I found a new band. If I don't, it's like, well, you know what, I can appreciate what they do, but it's just
Yeah.
not my thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It
You
does
know-
make me want to check them out. Like when I go through stuff like that too, because I'm really curious. Like, okay, like given a fair chance, what is this person capable of? Like,
Yeah.
on recording,
Right.
for sure.
Right.
May I ask you a question?
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Well, because
you may.
Travis is our producer. So, do you have like a drummer's ear to it, but also a producer's ear. Like when you're going back and listening to their recordings,
Yeah, for sure.
do you
Yeah.
like? I don't know why I'm asking the question. Sorry.
Oh,
But
please,
like,
please.
I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like when you hear them live, are you listening for the same live sounds, or are you listening for different ones? Like, how does it differ with your producing ear?
It's more like about like because when you're in the studio and making a recording, like that is your chance to make that song as big and awesome as possible. Unless you're choosing like I want to make this song sound exactly like it is live, because like a lot of people do that and that's cool and that's a sound. But as soon as you step away from that and decide like I'm actually gonna make like a studio track that sounds like a studio track,
Yeah.
then like the whole world is your oyster, because you're not gonna just keep everyone's parts single. And like we're learning this as we go along.
Yeah.
But like I'm always wondering that, I guess, like because I'm always wondering like does this band actually sound like this at all on a recording, or like are they just doing this because this is all they can like perform live and they don't have 20 members to play all the tracks that
Yeah.
they've come up with. I
That's-
think is the thing that makes me most curious when I'm seeing a band live and I'm gonna check out their recordings. Or
It's there's a band here, I won't say who, but I love them live.
Is
and
it
then their
Gears?
recordings No. Gears is here. No, I'm just kidding. I
love
love
you
Gears.
guys. I love you guys.
I'm on top of the world.
Nice.
Yes. But there's another band here that I love. I love them live so much. And the recordings, I'm like, that sounds dead.
Oh yeah, yeah, that happens a lot. You know,
Yeah.
I'm scared of that happening to us all the time. You know.
I know.
Yeah.
That's my biggest fear.
What do you guys kind of give each other a little bit more freedom when you're playing live? You know, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
you being the producer, you know, you're don't let me put words into your head, but
Oh, no, you're good.
it's you're kind of looking for a certain sound, and you're gonna when you find it, you're gonna kind of tweak that a little bit and maybe cut back here and cut back there, and you make the song sound the way you want it to sound for the album.
Yeah.
But you know, when you guys get out there and play it live, it's going to have a little bit of a different sound. It's going to be the same song, but you're going to give it just a little bit of a spin to
Yeah.
the person that's heard it over and over and
Yeah,
over.
absolutely.
When they hear it live, they'll be like, "Wait a minute, there's something a little bit different about it." And then
Yeah.
they just kind of like, "Let's see what else they got." You
Yeah.
know, and do you think you being the producer as well as in the band, that it's kind of easier for you to make that happen? Whereas, you know, if you guys get super huge and have some producer you only see when you're making music,
Yeah.
you know, and it's a little bit more regimented, a little more mainstream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, do you think it's easier because you're the producer and in the band to go out there and give them
Yeah.
little something different every time you play?
I think it has its challenges, but I think I absolutely like prefer the way we do it instead of going to a different studio, because that always scares me, because if we do that and buy the studio time, like we're locked in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever we get is
Yeah.
what we get. And I
Yeah.
think, you know, it's going to be clean. It's going to be punchy.
Yeah.
But it's I don't know if we're going to love it.
Yeah.
And like I
That's-
think we go through a lot more trial and error doing it the way we do it at my house
Yeah.
Yeah.
than we would if we went somewhere else and like a new producer was just like, okay, I hear your sound, let's do it this way. And we go through a lot more trial and error, but I do think we end up on stuff we like love a lot more.
Yeah.
I know we
Yeah.
only have 2 tracks out, and so far I love both of them. I know we
Yeah.
all are like super
Yeah.
passionate about them.
Yeah.
And they set this level that now I feel like we have to reach too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think we would have gotten either of those 2 tracks had we gone anywhere else, because it just took trial and error, and we wouldn't have like
That's right.
gone back to the studio. We would have just accepted what we laid down originally, and we changed that from
Yep.
live. You know, what we play live, it's not always what we play on the recording.
That's right.
Okay, well, go ahead and promote the 2 tracks and
Oh, sure.
where everybody can find them.
Yeah, okay. So the first single, She's Not Me, and then the second is The Experience. You can find both on all streaming platforms
Yep, under Shanny and the Eastmen.
under Shanny and the
Yeah.
Eastmen.
Yeah.
Our Instagrams, Shanny and the Eastmen.
Mm-hmm.
Everything.
Men with MEN.
Yeah.
E, not a man.
Is it and or ampersand?
I think it's the
Ampersand.
yeah.
Ampersand.
Yeah.
Shanny.
Ampersand.
I've literally
Shannon
never
the
heard that
Eastmen.
in my life.
Oh, you
It's
didn't-
an ampersand?
Ampersand.
Ampersand. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Okay, who came up with that? I gotta know. Where'd that come from?
What, ampersand?
Yeah.
Or,
Shanny and
I
the
don't know. I thought that.
Ampersand?
wait. The ampersand of the band name.
No, well, you know what? Let's go with the band name.
Yes, that's-
because I'm curious. There are some bands out there that have some super strange names,
Yeah.
but you know, I mean, a lot of people anytime a band's being interviewed, someone always asks, "Oh, where'd you come up with a name?"
Yeah.
So I kind of avoid that because it's just, y'all have heard that before, and
Yeah.
you know it's not news to anyone who's listening. So I kind of avoid it. But you know what? Since we're on the topic, let's run with it.
First, it's obvious to
I
anyone who
can-
actually knows her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I cannot take credit. So my name is Shannon Eastmen. Eastman,
Eastman,
but we say Eastman.
because there's three of us.
But I can't take credit because
Of the guys.
Jake Turner
That's right.
is Jake Turner because all the guys live in East Nashville. We all live in East Nashville, and all my friends call me Shanny. So Jake Turner said, "You guys should just." It was so random. He goes, "You should be Shanny and the Eastmen," and I said, "I kind of like that."
Yeah.
And then I sent it in the band chat,
Yeah.
and then everyone was like, "Oh,
Just flows. Easy to remember
okay.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Shanny
Yeah.
and the Eastmen." So Jake Turner,
Jake Turner.
this
Snaps.
one's for you.
Yeah.
Snaps for Jake.
There's one other big Shanny band that comes up, Shanny and the Clams.
Or Shannon and the Clams.
Shannon and the Clams. Are we the only
Shannon.
Shannys?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're the
Okay,
only
we're the only
Shanny.
Shanny band
Yeah.
at least. So.
So-
You're exactly right because I checked you guys out on a couple of different platforms, and while typing it in correctly, that always popped
Yes.
up, and I'm like, no, that's not
They're
them.
pretty
So,
good.
so I
They are
keep
good.
I keep typing, and they kind of disappear, and then you guys come up.
Yep.
Shannon and the Clams.
Shannon and the Clams, not
get
Shannon.
a show
Shanny
Yep.
and the Eastmen.
Well, that's cool. How do while we're talking about that, since other bands kind of pop up in front of you guys, what's the high point for you guys individually as far as for the band? What do you call the top of the mountain? I mean, not oh well, I would eventually like to do this. What is your once I do this, it can never get better.
Oh wow.
That's tough.
Wow.
Man, I mean, geez. Honestly, for me, would just be literally if I did it for a job.
Right.
And
Yeah.
and I have health insurance at the same time. Those
Yeah.
two things,
Right.
and like you might get even way bigger from there, but I don't know
Yeah.
that it would get better than that.
Yeah.
Just doing it, living it. You can only get more from there, but that's the dream at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I don't
I'd
think
say a lot
for
of
me it
people
would
would say that. Yeah.
get any better.
Yeah.
I agree. For me, it would be I do nursing, but if I was PRN nursing, just 2 shifts a month because we're doing whatever, who knows what,
Mm-hmm.
that would be cloud 9. But also, if you ever played at like LA or something, I was like, I would be on cloud. No, Red Rocks.
Yeah.
changed my
I was
answer.
gonna say
Ooh.
something.
Red Rocks. If we
Like,
ever got to
yeah.
Red Rocks,
Yeah.
I would.
That would be a moment.
My answer. Yeah.
I would be
Like an amphitheater like that.
transcending.
Yeah. Yeah.
Transcending.
That's it.
Yeah.
Or
That
if we
would be
opened
tough
for
to
like
beat.
Greg, oh, I'm gonna say it.
Okay,
wrong.
you're right.
But Gregory Allen Isakov.
Isaacoff.
He's
Yeah.
my favorite ever. We honestly don't have a similar sound at all. But if we ever did anything with
Comparable.
him,
Yeah.
Comparable.
I
The parts where we're not in.
Comparable. Yeah, I know.
I would cry myself to sleep. I love him. I
So
could
that-
die
yeah.
the day
Yeah.
after.
Yeah, opening for a
But
dream
that
artist would
works.
definitely be like top
Yeah.
of the mountain too. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be tough to an amphitheater or something. That would be tough to. Red Rocks.
be-
I mean,
Red
say,
Rocks.
Red
Yeah.
Rocks would be. That'd be tough to beat.
That
That'd
would be.
tough to beat. That's just a dream venue.
Well, speaking of opening for, certain artists, who's your favorite artist? I'm gonna say of all time, and why is that person or that band your favorite? What about them individually speaks to you? Because you guys are you're artist, so things are going to be a little bit different. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean you guys are going to take other artists, and things are going to speak to you a little bit different than they would me, because you guys are artists and I'm just a consumer. So, I kind of take things at face value, but you guys have a little bit deeper feeling towards said artist or said band. So if you could kind of individually who it is and what about them speaks to you.
Okay, cool. Who wants to go first?
Mine's Greg.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, you should go first.
And Greg for sure. And he just writes the most beautiful music, and it's simple, and he tells the truth on whatever it is, and he has the most beautiful lyrics. And I don't know, every time Big Black Car comes on, I want to cry.
Yeah.
And not like a sad cry. Oh, God, it's so embarrassing. If I'm drunk and that song comes on, I'll start crying and be like, oh, we have such a beautiful life. This is awesome. Yeah. It's
sounds
simple
nice.
and it's the truth. Honestly, country music has the 4 chords and the truth. But Greg does it with this like string in the background.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
The kid's good.
It's a nice soft voice.
And
Yeah.
my favorite thing ever is he's incredibly humble. So humble, and I think humility is
Oh, yeah.
like the most important thing a human
Definitely.
can
That changes like my whole perception of an artist.
have. And I just
Yeah.
I like am mind blown by him, and he's like, well, I don't want to be famous. I want to go back to my farm in Colorado. And I'm like, oh, King, yes, pop
Farmers.
off. Yeah.
All right, what about you?
Completely. The 180 is I'm a massive Chili Peppers fan, but more specifically is John Frusciante. Taught me everything I knew about the guitar. So, not
Yeah.
personally.
Do you like his
Right.
solo music?
Earlier stuff. The electronic stuff hasn't spoken to me yet, but the earlier stuff, yes, yeah,
Okay.
good stuff.
All right.
For me, any day of the week easily is Elliott Smith.
There you go.
He's my favorite.
Yeah.
He's the greatest.
My favorite as well.
I love him for many reasons. I mean, his music, anyone can hear it for 5 seconds and tell it's like right from the heart.
Yeah.
Every song, his lyricism's amazing.
Yes.
He's one of the greatest finger pickers of all time.
Oh yeah. I know.
And beyond that, just as someone who loves production, like his entire first album, Roman Candle, was recorded on one mic in his basement, just an SM57. It's amazing sounding, and that's so inspiring for someone trying to make music,
Well,
you know?
Wow, yeah.
that's cool.
So I love like every
know.
facet of his music.
It's really cool to hear what your favorites are, because it makes sense in how you play.
Oh yeah.
Like you're saying, Elliott Smith did it all by himself, and that's literally what you're doing. John Chili Peppers is all the guitar, and you always like, I have to play by the guitar. I'm saying Greg is simple
Yeah.
and says the
Yeah,
truth,
you're right.
and my
You
whole
can really
thing
see the
is
inspiration.
like
You're right.
just saying what I have to say, and it's the same C, E, A minor, F over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's cool to.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting, because y'all all had someone different for different reasons, but when you bring it all together, you guys make it work out. And
Yeah, that's
that
awesome.
gives you a little bit of a different sound, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But for someone who knows those artists, they could probably pick out the individual parts and then turn around and put everything together and say, you know what? Wow, okay. All right. I like it. You know?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm in need of one more beer at least.
I think I am gonna break into the
The big boy.
fusion.
The fusion.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Try this guy.
I'm gonna do the same.
what are you drinking right there?
I have never tried one of these. I just saw it at the gas station. I love trying new stuff too. That's why I got this one. But It's a Michelob Ultra infusion with lime and prickly pear cactus.
Prickle.
Okay. What do you got?
Mine is the one you brought. Tenfold. That's 6.6.
Great spot, tenfold.
Oat
And I think you
Ridge.
said it was a Oat Ridge. I think you said it was a stout.
Yes.
And it's stout weather. So
It sure is.
we're going to crack her open.
This
I got the Oktoberfest. I am
Oh.
the one you were drinking before.
Yeah.
I like the bear on the front,
That.
and I'm I do a lot of graphic work. So anytime I see a nice, appealing label,
Ooh, yeah.
Oh.
That's what
Okay.
gets me.
Well.
You should
Okay.
absolutely
Well.
speak on that.
Let's
the graphic.
let's
Good stuff for us.
let's go ahead and pour this one up, and
Oh, I'm sorry.
everybody
That's an appetizing looking beer over there.
everybody
try it?
kind of.
I don't like heavy.
They didn't come from 7-Eleven.
Well,
so
you know,
that's a terrible.
a stout at
Good. No.
6.6 shouldn't be
Really?
terribly,
Okay.
terribly
Okay.
heavy.
It looks delicious.
Let's.
Like,
What
it
are
does
your
look
thoughts? The last one I had was
Not good?
delightful.
Oh, I wanna take one
It's
of
a
those.
little bitter. It's kind of coffee-ish.
That's the best.
Is this the coffee? No.
No.
It's good though. Actually, that one's not too bad. It's not
Really?
like I don't know. It's not like a. I can't even remember.
Is
Like a
a
Guinness.
stout?
Ugh.
A Guinness is a stout.
Yeah.
Yeah, Guinness can't. I can't stand that.
That
one.
is
Guinness is
stunning.
so
I love Guinness.
So
That is wow.
bitter.
Yeah, it's weird.
You like that?
That's stunning.
What do you like about it?
It tastes like coffee and it's cozy.
Mm.
And I
That's good.
do like heavy
That's
fruit.
really
Isn't it
it's
good?
fantastic.
All right. So what are you getting off the prickly pear?
It's so refreshing. I like the absence of bitterness. No bitterness.
Really?
I want it to be like
Yeah, those ones.
honestly watered
delightful.
down and
Yeah,
just.
yeah.
Watered down.
If I'm gonna drink, I prefer just a shot and a chaser. Like I don't really ever want to taste the alcohol.
No.
Oh,
What?
I'm
Those are
sorry.
so
That's
good.
really good.
Yeah, I like light stuff.
That tastes like.
She's gonna get one of those on the way home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, for sure.
I still have half if you want it.
No thanks.
Okay.
I'm okay.
It's low cal.
That's really nice. That's really nice. I assume that
Yeah.
they're done with this now. It's December, but
You can probably find that
like it?
at your major beer retailers. You can probably
year round.
still find those, but
Tastes like fall. It tastes like the autumn.
May I try?
Yeah, it tastes like autumn.
It's still fall in some of the trees, just
That's
a
right.
couple
That's
of them.
right.
yeah.
Not all of them.
That was
Lost their
that was a
leaf.
long fall actually.
That's a good saying. Not all.
Well, by tomorrow morning,
I remember.
probably won't be fall anymore
Yeah,
because
just too many
it's going to get
nights.
really, really cold tonight.
Yeah,
No,
I
it's
know.
good.
Ooh.
Okay, so she only likes stouts, apparently.
No, I like other. I'm not the biggest fan of that.
I like it a lot.
Well, also you took a sip off that stout, so your palate's
true.
your palate's busted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta eat some wasabi. That cleans
Need
it.
ginger.
Or ginger. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Not wasabi.
I think it's both. Maybe
Is
I
it?
don't know. Maybe it's not.
I think it's
Which is
just
weird 'cause
ginger.
I normally really like Oktoberfest, so maybe it is.
No, this one's good. This one, I feel like it's more, prominent that it's an Oktoberfest. A lot of them you can't. You're like, why is it called Oktoberfest?
What makes it taste Octobery
It
to
just,
you?
try it. It tastes to me like.
Good thing
It's like
flu
the
season
fall,
ended a
he
couple
said.
weeks ago, right?
That's right. You got over your sickness. Did you even taste it?
Yeah. No, I tasted it. It tastes I see what you're saying.
Okay.
It's a little.
let me try again.
How do I describe
I don't
this?
know how to describe it. It just tastes like to
I
me.
get
It
that.
reminds me of autumn,
Tastes like leaves and.
fall. Yeah, like leaves almost.
Okay, second time it's a
Not
lot
like
better.
good leaves. Not like
I like
What?
it. I actually like that. That's really good.
It
Are
smells
you-
like leaves.
That's way lighter than that other one.
Oh yeah, it definitely
That's great.
should be that. I hate to say it, but I think the fall aspect that you're getting off that beer is the malt and the way it's kind of
Hey, maybe I would like the King Cobra.
Maybe it's
well.
very fall.
It's very fall.
The King Cobra.
Well,
Oktoberfest.
the maltiness in this is, I'm not going to say it's going to be spicy, but it's going to be a little more nutty. So
Nuttiness.
that's going to
Yeah,
give
That is
you,
what it is.
Acorns.
that's going to give you the, let's say the fall taste, if you will. But
Who's
some people may really try to dig down into an Oktoberfest and try to find a little spice, because some beers do tend to maybe have like a little baking spice or a touch of an allspice. But you almost got to look for it in some.
Yeah.
But once it's there and you find it and you like it, you kind of start judging other beers based on that. But that right there is, I do enjoy that beer. I do kind of like the nuttiness about it, the light to medium body out of it. It has just, it's a good beer overall. I mean, I enjoyed it. So,
Cheers.
I mean,
Cheers.
cheers.
Love it.
It really smacked your glass.
That's nice.
He hit it hard.
Oh, I did. My bad.
That's what she
Excited.
So let's talk about graphic design.
Okay, sure.
Yes.
I love talking.
You do a lot for us with that. Actually, for all of us, you should talk even about Grace's video.
Yeah.
That's more like the video side. But I do
Editing.
all of it.
He
yeah.
does anything involving the cameras and editing for us.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
photo editing. Like he's as much as I produce, he does all of the camera work.
behind the scenes.
You know, it's just as much content. Like he makes promos for us.
It's funny because
Videos.
we all have our like thing.
Yeah, we all have our own
You
thing,
do
yeah.
promo, graphic. You do producing. I do like the social media marketing stuff, and then Cody does networking.
Yeah, he does
Yeah.
a
Sure.
lot
Oh,
of
yeah,
song
yeah,
pitching
yeah.
for us.
Every single gig, he's talking to
No, even like
everyone. He's
even
talking
online,
over.
on
On
TikTok.
TikTok, he's like always.
Yeah.
But yeah, talk about your
Yeah,
graphic.
sorry, continue.
Yeah, sorry,
What,
buddy.
what did you want to?
Well, I mean,
What is graphic design? No.
well, what is it to you? And apparently, it's something that you really enjoy, something you love.
Well, I was looking at your posters around, like, that Iron and Wine poster's delightful. That's a really nice.
That is
poster.
your style, isn't it?
Yeah, I like especially on the text. Like, I'm really big into typography. So the first thing I noticed is the
Typography?
text, and how it's like, it's hard to explain. It doesn't look digital, I guess, is the way that
Yeah.
the first thing I noticed.
All these little like ripples and
Yeah.
imperfections.
Yeah.
And that's what I like. I mean, same thing with that one.
The last one you just
Wow.
did for
The
us,
Christmas one.
that's
Yeah.
my favorite one ever
Really?
almost.
My mom.
Same vibe.
Really?
Yeah, my
know?
mom printed the
Cool.
one you made last year for Christmas,
Yeah, that
the
one was
Christmas
cool.
show, and I'm gonna ask if she can print
We
that
should
one for
we
my
should be
Christmas.
printing all of them out and just
yeah,
keeping
we should
them.
give them
Honestly.
give
I
at
was
least one to
fixing to
each of the
say,
bands.
Yeah.
if you put your heart and soul into it and you've done several of them, why don't you sell them at the shows? Or
Oh, that's a
We,
great.
I mean,
honestly,
yeah.
we should.
If people would
or even
buy
just
it,
sign them and give them out.
yeah, give
Yeah.
them, yeah, honestly, give them out. You know, if people would buy me
Yeah.
for like $5,
People love framing that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I do. put it on my
Especially
wall.
that one. That one's my favorite. I've
well,
seen.
I mean, had you brought me one, it would.
Do we even bring a sticker?
we can bring it.
I think I have one in my car.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. I have one on my phone case. If anything.
Okay.
Yeah,
I have
got
one on
in
my
car
phone
for
case.
sure.
But if that's something you love and that's something that you're doing for the band
Yeah.
and the band enjoys as well, so
They enjoy
I mean,
Oh, we love it.
you- promote it. Get out there and
yeah.
you
I
know,
don't really advertise that I do it just because I don't know how to draw. So a lot of it, I just do it all digitally.
Well, I mean that there's
I
That's
think
something.
I think like not a problem of ours, but like we could probably get a lot more traction if like Shannon's the only one that's like let me like get online and make things for us. Like otherwise we're always just doing a ton, but we don't post it. Me and Ryan,
Yeah,
we
I
don't post it
don't
all on
post,
social
yeah,
media. And like
just 'cause it's-
we make tons of content, but
Yeah,
we just like don't do anything with it. We don't.
Yeah.
We just like love making it.
yeah.
But I wish we would post it more. I'm sure we would.
You
do.
should.
I didn't even think of it. Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
if you posted more of it later on when you guys get really big and somebody wants to make, some long video about you guys. There's content out there for them to get.
Yeah.
And
That's
they
true,
can
yeah.
see, like in some of these bigger bands that have these backstage, little clips of videos. that it's a black and white camera and it's
Oh,
grainy,
Yeah.
and you can tell
So
the
true.
camera is cheap,
Grainy, yeah.
but you can see the band
Yeah.
is so young, and it's just you can see the progression of the band,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the pictures get better, the cameras get better, and
Yeah, we really
something
should
like
be.
that. And I mean, you guys are tight enough and talented enough in individual
you.
spots that why don't you get out there and do that?
Yeah.
And then maybe me 20 years from now can find all this content, of course, online, and then turn around
Yeah.
and make some long
I love
video.
that idea.
Yeah, that's
Honestly,
I
I love
Back
that
in
idea.
20 years.
yeah.
Just
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think, like, I feel like right now, I think we can all feel like we're about to turn a new page for this new year and, like,
Oh yeah.
really
Yeah.
turn it on. I mean, up till now, like, we have been just perfecting playing
Yeah.
tight and playing the songs and writing the songs,
Yeah.
but I don't think we've quite mastered our online presence, but I feel like we are right about to.
Yeah, yeah.
I can
We're
feel
getting
the rumblings.
Yeah.
Well,
oh
you know,
yeah.
Yeah.
For
I
sure.
tell you honestly, before I have a person or a band come in, what I do is I try to find any and everything I can find about you. And if I find interviews that you've done with someone else, I go through that interview maybe once, twice, 3 times, depends on how long it is. And I try not to repeat the same question
Yeah.
that you've heard. Or if they kind of got off on one topic, like you're fixing to put out a new song. And it was a 30-minute interview of just that song.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Your fans want something more than
Yeah.
just about that song. They can get that information in 5 minutes. I'm looking to find out other things about you guys. So an online presence is huge because I kind of, if I have researched a band and they have, 8 or 9 videos on YouTube, and it's just literally them playing, I mean, not necessarily recording, but just playing, getting together and having fun. But you played one song, you made some mistakes, you kicked some jokes around,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
had fun, but you go ahead and post it.
Yeah.
As
I
the
love that
song
idea.
With a video, I can take that, and then when I finally meet you guys and sit down with you, I kind of feel like I already know who I'm talking to
Yeah.
because I kind of feel like I can get your personalities,
Yeah.
off TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, things like that.
Yeah.
It makes it easier for me to, maybe find something about you guys that maybe y'all won't talk about, but you haven't talked about because nobody's asked about it.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So
That is a great point.
I think
I want to get
social
more into
media is
that.
just, and some of these bands that are out there just killing it, they're posting 3, 4, 5 times every single day.
That's the thing
Yeah.
too.
Crazy.
Like, I feel like something that can hold us back, or a lot of people, is that I always am worried, like, I need everything to be ultra polished. Like, if I'm gonna make a
Yeah.
YouTube video, I have to have the audio from the show. I gotta mix it. The edit of the video has to be awesome. But, like, people don't even want that content as much nowadays as they want just something casual
Just
with
want
your phone.
something
Yeah.
real,
Like, not even
right?
film
Yeah.
landscape.
I think
Exactly,
I
yeah.
think that's it. When I watch a video, I want to see the mistakes. I want to
Yeah.
see,
Yeah.
I mean, anybody, even if you take a video or a song that's 3.5 minutes long and you make a 3-minute and 40-second video, why not go ahead and make it a 4-minute video? And some of the mistakes that were in there, just kind of leave them in, because somebody like me is going to be able to say, you know what, I really like, and it's going to keep me engaged with the video. Now, if it's a very serious song, that's one thing. But, if it's kind of a lighthearted song, make it a lighthearted
Like
video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good
And I
point.
mean,
We ought to make a YouTube channel just for Shanny the Eastmen. We don't have that,
We
right?
should, yeah. Actually,
We have one video up. Yeah.
Oh,
We
okay.
have
Well,
one.
okay. We need to post on it.
Yeah.
What's even up there? What?
It's like a lyric
lyric
video. It's got a couple views.
I didn't even
we
know.
go.
That.
It's got
Okay.
something.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, we need to do that.
All right, guys. We need to take an intermission. And when we come back, we're going to talk about how we can possibly get these guys to interact on social media a little bit more.
Yeah.
So you guys can get the vibe that I'm getting off of them. So we'll be back in just a few minutes.
Well, if that wasn't the greatest setup ever, I don't know what else would be. Appreciate you for that one, Chris. What's up, y'all? My name is Harkos, and I wanted to come in here while they're at intermission and tell you a little bit about myself. Because, see, I actually help artists, such as these guys, grow their social media and start getting a real fan base. I have my own podcast called Music Making Sense Podcast, where it's all about music marketing, branding, and how to have success. Real success as an independent artist. And every single week I drop a brand new episode giving tips and tricks and advice for independent artists such as these guys to help them grow on social media and actually get a real fan base. So if you are an independent artist, or you know somebody who's an independent artist who is struggling to try to find ways to get attention, the right attention, and grow on social media and start getting a real fan base so you can quit that crummy 9-to-5 or multiple part-time dead-end jobs that bring you no fulfillment, you can quit those and actually start living a life where you just create music, entertain and engage with your fans, and spend the rest of your time with your friends and your family. That's what every independent artist wants to do, and that's where I come in to help, because I want to see every independent artist with the determination, the talent, and the will to actually have a real career in music that they want, not signing to some big label and selling their soul and losing their life, but doing it on an independent level where they're able to make $100,000, couple $100,000 a year and live the life that they want to live. Have that real freedom and independence, which is the key word in independent musician. So if you're an independent artist, or you know somebody who is an independent artist who could use some help with this, check out Music Making Sense Podcast. The link is in the description down below, or you can go to musicmakingsensepod.com, available on all streaming platforms. Make sure you check out every single episode every week. And if you need help, feel free to hit me up over at Music Making Sense Podcast. You can find a link right there to send me an email or hit me up on any of the socials. But until then, go check out the episodes and get some real knowledge. Oh, wait, they're coming back, so I gotta get out of here, all right? Y'all have a good one. Enjoy the show.
You're double fisting?
No, I'm not. So when we were
Oh.
leaving, I didn't want to knock over anything, so I put that up there.
Smart.
So we don't have to worry about it.
If you don't mind, could I possibly get one of those from you?
Mm-hmm.
Because it looks tasty.
Mm-hmm.
It is
really does.
delightful.
It's like chocolate
Do you want
milk.
to try it again? Chocolate milk.
Yeah, I'll have a little more. It makes me feel like I'm drinking coffee. It is really good.
Do
It's
you
like
want to try
A
it?
sip of that.
I just tried it. What do you mean?
That's this.
I mean, do you want
Mama's.
it?
No, I don't want a whole one.
Mama's
I
chocolate.
couldn't do a whole one. It would be too bitter for. I can't talk. Too bitter for me.
I don't know how you could drink a whole one of that. That
It's great tasting.
It's amazing.
tastes good, but
in
it's
sips.
heavy.
Well, you know what I like about stout season, which is what we're in right now. If you sit down with a few of these, you will find yourself going a lot longer because you just sip this beer.
Yeah,
That's true.
That's
You sit down and try to handle this like it's an IPA.
You're not going anywhere.
You can do it, but you'll regret it. You'll do it once. You'll never
Yeah.
do it again.
Exactly.
So the great thing about the cooler months, the only thing I like about winter is stouts work, because I do not like the cold at all.
No, I hate
There's,
it.
oh, I love it.
Hate it.
But there's something about a ski lodge, and you're like,
I mean, that's
it's my cozy stout.
If it was snowy and I
just
don't have to leave the house ever,
Yeah, that's true.
then I'm
That's
not
No,
like
it's
it.
That's true.
awesome. You just gotta,
snow day
you gotta dive in more into the good parts of winter. Is what I've realized.
Like what?
You mean to
like
tell me you haven't hit the
skiing,
slopes around here
like
yet?
Yeah.
yeah, like skiing, like
For like
going
2
to
hours the other day is the only time you could have.
Yeah.
like going to the ski lodge to drink, like
Here's-
going
Yeah,
to the
where
ski
is
lodge
the
to
ski
drink.
lodge?
There, Gatlinburg is
Oh,
2
all right,
hours
that's fair.
away.
That's fair.
I got a Subaru with X mode. We're fine.
That's fair.
Yeah, exactly.
X mode.
Cabin, fireplace.
That's
You drink in front of the fireplace.
Yeah.
Winter's a lot of drinking, but
Gatlinburg.
Yeah.
Have y'all? Obviously, you've been. Have you guys?
I have, but I've been to the parts I don't. I wasn't a huge fan of the downtown area, like the very touristy part.
yeah,
It's
you gotta.
pretty touristy?
If you.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's rough.
What is the deal with Gatlinburg?
it's the number. Oh, so Great Smokies, the Smoky Mountain Park is
It's like the mountain town.
it is the #1 visited national park.
It's like
I mean, it's
the
really
Vale.
in the world, I think.
It's really nice.
Dollywood is up that way,
Oh,
and the thing
yeah.
is, they have so many cabin rentals, but the cabins are up in the mountains, so you might
Sounds
come in the front door right off the driveway. You walk through the cabin, get out on the upper back deck, and you're 40, 50 feet off the ground,
awesome.
Yeah.
looking straight off
We should do that.
It's
into
beautiful.
2 or 3 more little mountains, few cabins in
We
there.
should
and
definitely
then
go there.
Yeah.
Maybe one little road kind of in the
And
middle.
it's like the sketchiest road.
Oh yeah,
And there's a bear. Every
Oh,
time I've
bears?
gone,
A bear.
Bear.
I've never seen a bear.
Really?
they.
Seen a
bear every single time.
Not even in the zoo.
Oh, go to Gallenberg.
You'll
I mean,
see plenty.
It's they must tell them. You know what? There's people in that cabin
Yeah.
up there. You must visit them at least.
They're so used to it, I swear,
Wow.
because there's so much tourism. Like they were. So I went to UT, obviously, and then whenever I was a bad student and would skip class, I would go to the Smoky
Yeah.
instead to go hike, and there were bears literally every time. I
Oh,
was
wow.
at Cades
That's crazy.
Cove and petting a horse, and there's a bear literally like 30 feet away, and the park ranger's like, "You and your dog good?" I'm like, "Yeah."
I've only seen one in nature, and well, it wasn't even in nature. It was in the wild, I guess, but it was in a friend's driveway in Colorado Springs.
Oh yeah, that's a different type of bear.
Yeah.
That's probably a bear. Gatlinburg bears are
Yeah, it was
friendlier
definitely
bears.
a bear.
They're
Yeah.
yeah, they're so used to people
They're
being
so
up there
used to
that
people.
it's like the last time I was up there. Of course, it was the jacuzzi is out on the back deck, and this happened to be a ground level, and everybody went in. Everybody was gonna go to bed because they had plans the following day, and I was like, I'm not gonna do anything but probably come back out here and watch sunrise. So I thought, what better way to watch sunrise than already be out there? So
There you go.
I got enough beer. Nobody's gonna mess with me. I got my little radio over
Well, this
here,
sounds
so let's
wonderful.
tune the radio, and I'll just sit here until the sun rises or I pass out. And
There you
Yeah.
go.
that sounds
Sitting there,
paradise.
sun's fixed and you can start to see that glow over the mountaintop, and I'm like, here we go, clean, clean. Sounds like metal. Wait a minute. I turn and look, and there's a bear at the trash can trying to take the top off the trash can. But up there, what they do at some places is they chain the top down so bears and raccoons won't get in it.
Yeah.
But that bear's sitting there like a person, sitting there trying to get that top off. I turn and look, and I'm going to say he turned and looked at me, and he still kept pulling on the top.
That's freaky.
And then he was just kind of like, and he messed with it. He looked at me again. And he was just kind of like, fine. Got down, walked away, and I'm going to say he was 10, 12 feet from me. But
Wow.
he was like, we had thrown away, dinner. And of course, they smelled it. So it's like, okay, well, I can't get in it. Guess I'll have to go find my own.
Yeah.
But if you freak out and get all crazy,
Yeah.
Then
that's when they're like, whoa, something ain't right.
Yeah.
yeah.
But if you're
yeah.
just, don't get me wrong, if he would have come on the deck and walked over there, I'd probably kind of, go that way.
Splash him.
I'm not going to sit there and pet him like a dog.
Yeah. Apparently, you're supposed to like be really tall and like yeah, like
Yeah.
act like a bear.
Scream at them.
I think
Supposed to be
something
loud.
like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
Well,
Intimidate them.
it also depends on the bear.
yeah.
You know,
True.
a grizzly, grizzly bear
Yeah, you're not gonna
knows.
win
If
that
it
one.
is a grizzly,
Yeah, what do you do if it's a grizzly? Just
I'm a deer in headlights.
fetal
I'll be
position.
like, just don't see me.
Is that the one you're supposed to look small for?
I think so.
Could be. I don't know.
I don't want to say, but
Yeah, I can't give that.
I
no,
think
yeah, I
I think your best bet, if you're dealing with a predator, no matter what, don't. Not gonna say encourage it. Don't challenge it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because a lot of predators that I've run across out in the woods, you know, if you challenge them, they accept that challenge without question. But if you don't challenge them and you kind of act like, okay, whatever, and then, you know, go about your business, don't go towards them, go away from them, they'll go about what they were doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a rule that when I was young, running around in the woods, my dad said two things. Always have a snake stick, aka walking stick. Anytime you come across something that is a predator and it's acting aggressive, there's a reason for it. Go the other way, and whatever it was trying to protect, you're no longer a challenge,
There you go.
Yeah.
or you're
Yeah.
no longer a threat, so it goes back to what it's doing.
Good point. Yeah.
Yeah. That is.
Yeah, it's not like they
And-
have personal grudges against
Yeah.
you. There's always a
Yeah.
reason,
Yeah.
right? They feel threatened or.
One time I was hiking by myself in Knoxville, House Mountain, and there was a mountain lion. Okay.
That's
I
so rare to see, too.
went by myself, like a dumb girl.
That's why
There's
the
a
mountain
part-
lion came out, because
Exactly.
Yeah.
And there's like there's a point in the trail where you could either go left or right, and it looks like a trail you're supposed to go right, but I went left, and then I was like, oh, I am definitely not on the trail at all. So I'm like, all right, whatever. If I just go up, it's fine. I gotta go up. I'll run to the trail. So I'm just going up, and then I see the mountain lion, and I literally froze. I was like,
How
Don't
big
say
was
anything.
that?
it was pretty massive.
Yeah.
But I'm also like literally climbing up at this point. I can no longer walk. I'm just like bear crawling up this mountain trying to get to the trail. And I see it, I was just silent. And it looked at me and I was like, no, we're good. I only have like half of my water bottle left. There's no dog with me right now. I didn't have Sadie at the time.
Honestly, probably a good thing, though.
So I was just
Sadie
like,
would've challenged it.
Yeah,
I
screw
was
that.
just don't move. And we looked at each other for like 5 minutes, and then it went away. And I said,
That must have been a long.
And
5
and then the
minutes.
trail was right there, so that was good.
Yikes.
But my, oh god, that was so,
Yeah, you're probably
like,
the first person to go
I
through
was
there.
literally, I was like, this is
Off
it.
the trail?
This is how
Yeah.
I die.
That's
like,
this is
what
how I
the-
die.
She was about to be in the paper.
I hiked that trail all the time by myself, and then that was the only time I saw a mountain lion.
That's crazy.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they're rare to see. Yeah, they always stay hidden.
This is terrifying. But we made it.
Yeah, bless. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
cheers.
This is good. I like it. I like the Michelob.
Prickly pear.
It's refreshing. Feels like I'm drinking cucumber water over here.
No, those are really good.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of those.
Cucumber water.
I love cucumber water.
It's good. It's refreshing.
Big fan.
Tasty.
Tasty.
All right, guys, we're back from intermission, and the band was talking about social media, and I would like for us to continue down that path.
One thing I know we want to get out soon and next, like, because we're just trying to make promo material a lot for
Yeah.
our inevitable album whenever that comes out. But it's some live performances.
Yeah.
Yes.
know.
Yeah.
Some like produced live performances that are mixed and stuff.
Yeah.
Because we want to get a lot more casual videos out, like we were talking about.
Yeah.
You know, behind stage and stuff. But
Yeah, and we've done a few. Like you've edited 2 now,
Could be.
2 or 3
Maybe
with his
something
little
like
camcorder that are
yeah,
great.
yeah,
on our
really cool
Instagram.
vibes.
And
The
then,
vibes, yeah,
but
the
the live videos.
Yeah.
This year,
This is actually only our second podcast technically.
yeah.
And the last one we did some live songs too. It's
Yeah.
Garden Groove, if you've heard of those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hard and Groove, we were on there.
Yeah.
Hey, Jackson, Taylor.
So that's definitely like something we're trying to prioritize right now for social media. I mean, we're always trying to find out what works for us, but I know right now we're just figuring out how to promo that album and like the songs that we have out right now. Because it's been going really well with them. We're getting added to a lot of playlists and things.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That TikTok, I need to get more active on TikTok.
Oh, I cannot.
And the Reels. I know, but TikTok's where the
I
kids
know.
are.
It's where the kids are.
That's where the kids are.
I know.
That's where the kids
I've heard.
We got to get there. We got to get Instagram. Facebook is a hit, though.
I hear.
Yeah.
Facebook
Facebook
actually is a great place
is
to promote.
Is a hit for all of
The moms love us.
the moms.
Yeah,
Yes,
you get
the
more
moms,
interaction
for
on
sure.
Facebook.
Yes, a lot of shares. All of our moms
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
Comment.
Mm-hmm.
Facebook is a good one, and obviously Instagram. But
Yeah.
to get, I think, like a more broad audience, we need to get on TikTok more.
Yeah.
Posted one today.
You did. Good job.
I exposed myself. It was when I was.
Yeah, if it
driving.
weren't for Shannon, we wouldn't post anything online.
Yeah.
Like, bless you for that.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Thanks.
That's
thanks,
good.
thanks,
It's good.
thanks.
That's good.
Well, I mean, you guys seem so passionate about your music and about your contribution to the band overall. Why don't you put that same passion into promoting your individual contributions, your
Yeah.
individual,
Yeah.
your individual passion?
Make a good point.
That's a
Yeah.
great point.
Yeah.
Instead of, feeling like you have to get on there to promote just a song, you could
Yeah.
promote what you did for it and talk about how you influenced it. That's a great
Yeah.
idea. Love that.
A little playthrough.
That's a social media post.
Yes.
A little playthrough.
That's
Playthrough.
four actually.
actually,
'cause we'll
fantastic
post it for
idea.
each
Play
of us.
through the experience.
Yeah.
Drums say this is how I
Yeah.
play.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that is a good idea.
Wow.
People do that all the time. I just
Like,
never
yeah, a
thought
lot of
about
people
that.
have been asking me about the experience drum part.
Yeah.
It's
Everybody's
Hey,
been
hey.
It's a crazy little drum part.
Yeah.
There you go.
And I
You gotta
sing while doing
See,
it.
lot,
that's a
yeah.
really good idea.
And you can.
Yeah, I love that idea.
Mime,
Well,
mime
you
singing
know,
it. Yeah.
You do digital art, and it seems to be a passion. Why don't you put something out there on social media and say, you know what, this is what I got. Boom, here it is. This is how it happened. And what do you guys think? And you'll obviously there'll be haters because there's haters and everything.
Yeah, no one
Haters.
cares about
But
haters.
then there'll be people be like, you know what? I like what you did with this, or if I could have done it, maybe I would have done this, and maybe there'll be, you guys again are artists, and you could come up with something completely off the wall. Be like, that one little thing gave me this huge idea to go over here and do
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Because you guys seem to be the kind of people that can take just the tiniest little thing and turn it into something massive
Thank you. Oh my goodness. Thank
for
you.
for yourself as well as the band. And I mean, that to me as a consumer is awesome. When
Yeah.
someone has that kind of talent, they can just take the smallest little thing and just blow it up into something huge.
Yeah.
They can translate pretty much nothing into something.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what a song is, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
really.
you
Yeah.
Truly.
take a single idea or a single sentence and translate that into a 3-minute and 30-second or a 4-minute song, where it takes 10 seconds, 5 seconds to say that sentence, and you guys can turn it into 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
That-
Yeah.
There's talent there. I can't do it.
Do you play
Just,
anything?
just at the, no,
No.
I don't play. I don't sing.
Got a true passion for the music and stuff.
I do. I have no talent whatsoever, but I love talking to people that do, because you guys are the guys that I look up to, over people that actors in movies, actors on stage. Don't get me wrong. I like stage work, but it's different when you're you're having to perform with instruments, with each other. You know, you may have your own individual part in a song, but it's going to be very minute. But you still have to play off everybody else in the band.
Yeah.
So music, live performance is different, at least for me, than anything else. And that's why I really like talking to you guys and kind of seeing what's it like from your perspective, you know, and you guys are still at that point where you're still free to talk about anything.
Yeah.
You know, you're not signed with some label that says, okay, you can't talk about these things, or you can't talk about these things that are coming up that we're working on because we don't want it out there yet. We'll promote it. You know, and you guys are having to do everything. You're having to do the production of the music as well as the documentary that I'm going to take and put together 20 years from now. You know, and work a full-time job. I mean, that's the roots of music. You know, I mean, you guys are living the dream that so many people out there who don't have access to Nashville, don't have access to other musicians. You know, there's people out there who are good writers, good singers, good guitar players, good, you know, a combination of all the above, but they don't have anyone to support them.
You know.
So instead of going out there and putting it out there and promoting themselves, it's just something they do on the weekend to kind of chill. You know, and you guys have taken it a step further. You've said, you know what, we need to get together with like minds and push this out there and see what the world thinks. And that's why I like talking to, you know, musicians at y'all's level.
Yeah, for sure. I think this level is like only people doing it realize how much work it takes. Because like, we do it because we love it, but like, you know, if I was in a movie and I'm an actor, I'm just going to go act, and then someone else is going to handle the edits, someone else is going to handle the lighting. Like, we have to do everything, and there's just as many equivalent jobs in making a song.
Exactly.
And
that's right.
It takes that real passion, and that's why you see so many people not continue with it or never reach even the middle level of like playing gigs every week, because it's so much work. You have to love it. You have to love it.
It's my favorite thing to do, and I feel bad for my family. Sorry, family, because they ask to hang out like every week, and I'll be like, "Well, we have band practice." And they don't do it, so they don't realize that we have to have practice to sound good for a band. But then we have to record so we can get this out, and then we have to do all this promo. They don't realize all of the things that are happening behind the scenes.
Yeah, no one does unless they do it. Like, there's just so many.
Not to call you out, family, but like
it's like no one even knows what does mixing mean.
It's like you have like
we have to mix the song.
Our full-time jobs, and then this is also a full-time job that we all happen to love. It doesn't feel like work.
Yeah, true that.
Well, what would you tell somebody that is thinking about making the move either to Nashville or making the move even wherever they're at into the next level of playing gigs and saying, you know what, I feel like I'm ready to be involved in a band, so I'm going to put it out there and I'm going to try to get things started. What would you tell that person? Because you guys have been there. What would you tell them the key to success or getting to at least the level where you guys are at? You know, what would you tell them? Look, this is what is going to happen. This is what you're going to have to do to get this far. Are you prepared for this? I mean, what would you tell me if I came to you and said, you know what, I think I can write some songs, I think I can play the guitar, I think I want to get some folks together, I'm ready to go out there and start playing shows and doing videos. You know, what's it gonna take? What would you guys tell me?
I personally would say if at first you're just trying to meet people, be as true as you can be to yourself when just making the post, and then mentally prepare yourself. You're going to go through a ton of imposter syndrome of like, is this good enough? I don't know if I should be here, da 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 da. But then also, everyone has their own unique trait or talent, and go straight ahead into that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people everywhere do the same thing all over again in like a different formula. And then it's good, but it's not necessarily going to go anywhere. If you want to go somewhere, I think you stay true to yourself, and that's how you're going to stick out. It's just
Yeah. I'd say
be different, honestly.
you got to be 100% sure of why you want to do it.
Yeah.
Because, like, I mean, really, you have to love it. Like,
Yeah.
if you have another reason, I don't know that you're going to have the longevity. Because if what you want is to get plays and to play for
Just
sold-out
famous.
shows,
It's
like, that's like winning the lottery. I mean, it's just not going to happen. And so many of people's favorite artists that are huge today, 10 years they played for no one. Like,
Yeah.
That's
you
what I
have
was
to
gonna
be
say.
prepared to put in that work.
Yes.
Because if you're looking for
yeah.
instant gratification, I would say do not do music.
Don't do it. Yeah, do not.
But if you're wanting to make songs that feel beautiful to you and are going to last forever and are going to strike people's hearts 20, 30 years from now, do music.
Very well said. It's really endearing to hear like some of our favorite artists. Like I love Mountjoy and the Lumineers, and both of their first gigs in Nashville were at the Basement. And I'm like,
Wow. Yeah.
what?
We played there. Yeah.
Even Chapel Roan was playing in Nashville just like a year ago to no one. And
Literally,
then
to no
Yeah.
one.
And now
and
she's the
she
biggest star.
blew
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh.
you never know when it can happen. But
Right.
those people are passionate and true to themselves, and they're just doing their thing. You know,
That's,
I'm sure they would have
Yeah.
continued doing it too if they didn't blow up.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. I echo what they're saying. If you don't love it, it'll because
Honestly,
playing to
suck the soul
nobody,
out of
yeah,
you.
if playing to nobody really take a toll on you.
Yeah.
If you're
'Cause
just
we love
doing
playing
it-
to nobody.
Yeah, but like if you're
It's
not
fun.
used to that and you expect more than that,
Yeah.
that'll
Because it could be every
really-
show.
Yeah,
you know?
honestly.
You know, you
that
hope it's
really
not.
starts to
And then I think, too, if you play to nobody and then you start to realize more people are coming, or like the other day we had a bachelorette party who just stayed, and I was like, oh,
yeah. It's
They
Of all things they could do,
like it.
right? It's like, okay.
it's
yeah,
like there
like, you're
are
on
8 girls
music.
here.
Yeah.
Why are they staying for
Yeah.
a set? But thank
Yeah.
you.
Mm-hmm.
From Minnesota. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of the good advice I'd give like to
Yeah.
a beginner, or just like myself before I started, I guess too.
Yeah, I was saying,
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
don't love it, then you're in it for the wrong reasons. I
Yeah,
guess. Like,
it'll
you're
make
in
you
it for money
frustrated.
or something. Like I've heard people that like try and get in
If
it
you're
to
in it
just
for
sell
money,
to sell
you're
like,
in the wrong thing.
and it's like you're going nowhere.
Yeah,
Be in it for money.
you can't.
And accept that, honestly, accept you're going to make no money for a really
Yeah.
long time.
Yeah, that's very so true. I mean,
Like, we'll play a show, and my friends who aren't in the music scene will be like, oh my God, you must make so much money. I'm like, we made $200 tonight.
And then,
We got to
split
split
more.
it 3 ways, but
and
yeah.
take away the bar tab.
And put all of it in our band fund. So I made none, but
yeah, but yeah,
like,
but
don't
it's
care.
not about that.
yeah.
I don't even think about it. It's like when we do
Yeah,
get paid, I'm like, what?
I know.
What?
To
We
get
made-
paid, I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I didn't.
You made more than $50?
Yeah.
It's always nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially in Nashville. I will say, I do think it's different in other cities.
That's a great
Yeah,
point.
they're just so desperate for. I mean, not desperate, but like a lot of places are just like they don't get the influx of talent, so they're willing to
Yeah.
pay more to get that talent.
Yeah.
I
And
guess
it
is what I'm
have
trying to say.
it's
Yeah.
because then people will stay at their bar and
Yeah,
then they'll buy
yeah, yeah.
drinks and then they make more money. So it makes
Yeah.
perfect sense. Whereas Nashville, it's like you are kind of wanting to play at this venue because people go there and then people
Yeah.
buy drinks and then
Yeah,
you get
the
more pay.
dynamic's
It's almost like
completely
flipped.
flipped.
Yeah.
Jinx. We can't talk the rest of the interview.
I know.
So do you think for someone who isn't currently playing in Nashville, would you tell them go out and play every venue you can in your town or in surrounding towns, and go out there and get big in those areas, get a following, get your base, and then jump in this craziness that is called Nashville.
Yeah.
Would you give that
yeah.
advice to
I think that's
anyone?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like the equivalent of moving out to LA to be an actor,
Yeah.
coming out here to
Yeah.
do music. Like,
yeah.
yeah, if you have that base established and you have a
Yeah.
social media presence, you know, even
gotta
if it's
have-
everyone
That's-
back
yeah.
home, like that's gonna
Yeah.
push you and that's gonna get
That's-
you seen by venues here.
Especially like the bigger venues, because they're honestly looking at your numbers.
Yeah,
Not looking at
which shouldn't matter, but
it shouldn't,
Yeah.
but because it's
They just want to know if you sell
national,
tickets,
everyone's doing it. They want to know they're selling tickets. Like you said, they're gonna sell drinks. They're gonna make money. They're not
Yeah.
just gonna break even.
whereas venues in small towns are way less concerned. They're just like, we just want some live
yeah.
music.
Yeah.
Yep,
You know,
so
they
that
know no
they
one's
can
coming
make
out for
money.
that specific
Yeah.
band.
And that because if they like the music, they're gonna
Yeah.
get more drinks and stay and,
And that
they're gonna get
experience
drunk
you
and
gain outside of Nashville is gonna carry you way further in town
Yeah.
and take those nerves away because, like, it is really expected of you out here to know exactly what to do, like for sound check and
Yeah.
everything,
oh
and
my gosh, yeah.
how to talk to the sound guy and set up
Yeah.
your sound and what you need. Like other places are gonna work with you a lot more because they know that this isn't like every day for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's,
I know, at least in my experience.
100% mine as well. I hate sound check so much. It makes me so uncomfortable. I get nervous before a show, but nothing makes me as nervous as sound check.
When they
like-
make you do it in front of the crowd.
Yeah, and they're like, how many singers? What's your input list? I'm like,
Yeah.
go. I have to practice my lines in my head so that I know what I'm talking about. Whereas, like, when we went to Knoxville, they're like, oh, so laid back, and I'm like, oh,
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah.
Or even Birmingham, like, we had to be on our ish still, but he was like, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the sound checks are usually a lot longer and more thorough outside of town, weirdly
Yeah.
enough. Because, like, in Nashville, I mean, they just get you going.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it just suddenly
Pump through and
be like a 30-second
Yeah.
sound check. Whereas, like, before we played for Sixpence None the Richer, that was like a 45-minute sound check.
Yeah, I've never.
And we
had sound
sounded
check
that we never sounded that good before. Like,
I know it was crazy.
yeah.
He.
Yeah.
So there's so many experiences to be
play.
gained outside of town before you
Yeah.
come to Nashville. Like, it's just so different here or anywhere else, you know?
Yeah. Which
I
has
agree.
benefits for
Yeah, definitely has its benefits.
It's pros and cons,
It,
like
I mean,
everything.
It whips you into shape real quick.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
A saying that I like that says, "Welcome to Nashville. There's the back of the line." Something
That's
like,
quite
it's
literally it.
something like that.
I
Yeah.
that to go to your advice, I would say that too. You just gotta work your way up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've met people that have moved here that just expect like everything's coming to you because you're here, but it's like
Right.
exact
You gotta
opposite.
prove
They're not
yourself.
desperate
the
for
exact
it.
opposite.
Like,
no,
performance,
like
yeah.
nobody's waiting for you to come here.
Yeah, they're saying no to people.
Yeah.
I've never heard that, but it needs to be on a poster, and it
I didn't
needs
make
to
that.
be.
Yeah, I didn't make
on
that
those
up.
walls.
So
There you go.
I didn't make that up though. So
Well,
we'll give him.
Make
credit
me a
if you-
poster and
yeah,
make it
I'll
up.
give him.
There
credit
you
for that.
go.
Yes, yes.
That's a
Yeah.
good idea. Make a
Yeah.
poster
Well,
that
that
says it.
Yeah.
it's interesting that y'all say that people think once they move to Nashville, oh, I'm here, so go ahead and hand me the band, hand me the writers, hand me, this, that, and the other. And I mean, I grew up here, and I've known people in the industry my entire life, and it's not that way. And, I've sat in writing sessions. Well, I say writing sessions. It was a group of folks came over to the house and, sitting around having a few beers, and they're like, hey, we came over here to finish this song, or, you know what, we got to find something tonight. And it is, I'm not going to say really a challenge, but it is work. Even for
Exactly.
people who are talented enough to say, you know what, I heard this today, kicked it around in my head for a few minutes, and I think I can make a song out of it. Well, yeah, but it's still going to take a lot of time to make an actual song.
Yeah.
And there are TV shows and articles and everything else that says, yeah, I came up with this killer song that I won X amount of awards for. Oh, I was sitting in a restaurant and I wrote it down with crayons on the table. And here's a picture of it. And 2 years or a year later, I'm up at, some giant award show wearing a tuxedo, getting a shiny trophy. It doesn't happen
No.
like
Yeah.
No.
No.
you know, and there's so many aspiring entertainers in whatever aspect of the music they're in who think, oh well, I just need to get that break because I have the notebooks full of amazing songs. I just need people to work on.
Yeah.
Are you going to have a true notebook full of amazing songs, or are you going to have a notebook full of songs and one of them is okay?
Yeah, that's way
That's-
more likely.
That's one of my biggest things, and I've said this before, is because I do put all of my songs in a notebook, and then I'll show you a song, and it will suck. But I've said, I was like, I have to have a bad song to get to a better song.
Yeah.
Especially if you go through writer's block and you can't write anything, I just need to write a bad song.
Yeah.
I need to write something.
Interesting.
You don't mean to make it bad when you're writing it, but it's
Yeah,
just like,
it's just like
you know.
I gotta write something, and then things
I think
start flowing.
a lot of great albums came, like 10-song albums came from 50 songs
Yeah.
too, and they cut them all down,
Yeah.
you know?
We've even done it.
Yeah.
Like the songs that we originally had on the album.
Yeah, we don't like have a
Like,
lot
5 of
finished, but
them
we
are
did,
gone.
but yeah, we
Yeah.
cut them all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're like
'Cause
"That's
we wrote
gotta
more
go."
and we're like,
Yeah,
this just
we're
isn't
like, this is
working.
just
Yeah.
let's just do this
Yeah.
instead. I like this better, sort of thing.
Well,
Yeah.
how many songs do you guys have that are, I'm going to say finished work, but collectively as a band, you're like, this isn't really album worthy, so we're going to keep it, and maybe
Decent
we'll
amount, right?
maybe we'll do an encore somewhere someday, and we'll pull this song back out and see what kind of
Yeah.
Probably got 8,
Reaction.
9,
Yeah,
10
that's a
songs
decent
like
amount.
Before
that.
Jump, Outer Space, Gates of Hell.
Shoot, I don't even remember some of
Before
these.
Jump, Gates of Hell, Outer Space, Milo.
There's so
At
many.
least
Reality.
recorded- Reality.
Oh my God.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Like I used to.
A lot, really.
Like I used to used to be one of our favorite songs, and now we played it the other day, and we were not the
Yeah.
other day, like months ago, and we were
Yeah.
like, I hate that.
Yeah. I think that's normal too.
Yeah.
You know?
We have at least 10, if not more.
Mm-hmm.
So you have these songs that are out there. What, and you said you hate it. Why do you hate it? I mean, if you wrote it and you felt passionately enough
That's true.
to give it to the band and everybody do their thing and call it a song because it's finished product, but you turn around and say, nah, I hate it.
It's because we can do better, honestly. It's in Daisy Jones, that show, they were like, they made Look at Me Now, and then he says, well, that's your worst song in the album now. And whenever we finish recording She's Not Me, we're like, well, that's the worst one now.
Yeah.
But that's honestly how I feel with some of the songs. Is I like it when I'm writing it, and I'm like, wow, this is so exciting. And then I do something better, and I'm like, well, I don't want
Yeah.
to release something that's not my best per se.
Yeah, it's all
like the best
perspective.
I can do. I would rather do better and make it better. And then, like, we did Still Write Songs. We had a whole different version. Didn't like it anymore because we were doing better things. Spent like 3 months away from it.
Yeah.
Rewrote it, and now it's one of my favorites.
Yeah, for sure.
And
it's
that's
the
almost
perspective
like-
you get.
yeah.
Yeah, because as we make tracks more and more, especially recording them, our last single, The Experience, like set a new level for us. And then
Yeah.
suddenly we had that to compare to older songs, and we're just like, maybe this isn't like as great as we thought it was, you
Yeah.
know? Because we never knew how great it could be.
And
Yeah.
I think it's, I appreciate the song. I shouldn't say I hate it, but I know we can do so much better because we have done better, that I'd rather keep going forward than move back.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that's a good thing, and takes like a lot of honesty and courage as an artist to be like, you know what, maybe this song that meant a lot to me and was so special just isn't that great,
Yeah.
Of
and
a
that's
song.
okay.
And that, yeah, it's like
okay
you
to
have to go
admit that
through
you
like
didn't
the
Yeah.
As
lesser
good of a song as you thought
songs.
you did.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
I agree.
Well, it's interesting that you say that because I'm sure everybody at y'all's level has a ton of finished songs that they're just not feeling at the moment.
Yeah.
But this just my perspective. If I put together an album of 10 songs, 13 songs, and we have maybe 2 or 3 that we were kicking around. I'm not sure about them, this and that. Let's hold off on these. If I'm playing a show and I'm doing my 13 songs, why don't I come back and do an encore and do the 2 or 3 songs that didn't make the album because one person's kind of like, just not feeling that, or collectively you kind of talked yourself out of it. It's like, I'm not, at first I wanted this song, but I don't want this song now. Well, why don't we just throw it out there and see what kind of...
Yeah, there's some merit to that.
I will say, sometimes we did it a few months ago. We stopped playing Outer Space for a really long time, and we just played it just to play it. It was kind of cool.
Yeah.
I think we did at the
Time
end
away.
with Auburn. It was kind of cool just to put it back.
Yeah, you never know what's like the truth as an artist. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's like, is it actually bad, or am I just over it? Have I heard it 1,000
Yeah.
times?
That is the thing.
Like, it's so hard to know what the right choice is.
And honestly, it takes me back to when your mom heard The Experience for the first time, and she started crying, and I was like,
Yeah.
like, that's so sweet. And she was like, I can't believe this. And it's almost like we became immune to it because we've heard
Yeah.
it so many
Yeah.
times. And then you said, imagine hearing that for the first time ever. And I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. That's the
I
shoes you
can't
got to put
even-
yourself in. Because you
Yeah.
get so, like, different mindset
yeah.
after hearing it that many times, playing it that many times.
Playing it, writing it, recording it,
Yeah.
especially you mixing
Yeah.
it.
Listen to it
Oh, yeah.
hundreds of times.
Yeah.
Well, have you guys gotten any kind of emails, letters, responses on social media? Somebody come up to you after a show and say, you know what, this certain song means this to me, and this is why. And when you play it, this is what this song does for me. Have you guys gotten that about any of your music?
I think so. People love Lost in Time. B.T. Hauser, great photographer, loves Lost in Time. I remember he came up and he goes, that's your best song. And then I think I told Gears, Chandler and Christian, whenever we were about to play Upside Down for the first time, I was like, there's a new song. I think you guys might like it. And then after, they were like, whoa, that's incredible. Maybe they were just being nice, but I think we've had that for sure.
I kind of have a feeling if that's what they said, that's what they meant.
And they're tough critics.
Yeah.
They're great
Yeah.
friends, but
They're so good.
they will
Yeah,
be
they are.
honest.
Yeah, they know
Yeah.
their stuff.
Yeah, they're good.
Well, I mean, if another musician gives you compliments about your song, I mean, I think maybe you should take that to heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, you're
because
right.
I think someone who is a fellow musician would say, you know what? No. And
Yeah.
if someone says, no, I don't like that song, say, why don't you like it?
Yeah.
And then they'll tell you. And then maybe you need to go back and say, you know what? They're right. Let me tweak this a little bit, redo the song,
Yeah.
put it out there, and I mean, these are just thoughts coming in my head,
Yeah.
while we're sitting here talking. I don't have the talent to go back and rewrite a song that, number one, I've never written to begin with, but I would think if I take the time to write a song, the way I put it out there would be the way I want it to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In any criticism towards that song, I would almost feel like is a personal attack,
Yeah.
and I would get defensive.
So this actually happened last night.
Yeah.
This happened last night. I won't say who it is.
Yeah, hell no.
He knows.
Come on, man.
Hey, Eric. Okay, so we're recording this new song, Upside Down,
Yeah, it's supposed to be our third single.
and it is.
Don't
I
say it's supposed
think
to be. Say will be.
It will be. It will be.
it will either be our third or fourth.
Yeah, it will be a single. Yeah.
It'll be a single, but it's, I think, my favorite song I've ever written. And I think it's all of our favorites. And you were mixing it last night.
I was about to do the real drums to it because
Yeah.
it has MIDI drums on it right now.
And you take it from here because
Yeah.
you were the.
Well, yeah, I was about to do the real drums and it's just like trying to mix it and kind of get it right so that the drums can sit, in the right spot and I can kind of feel it as I'm drumming. But yeah, my roommate told me that he happens to think that song is our weakest song and that it's just kind of a generic pop song. And so, yeah, I was like having a existential crisis and being like, oh, should I do this? Like, should I play it? So I called her and told her, and we kind of talked about that exact thing. Like, and she's the one who had the perspective you were talking about.
Yeah, where I said I'm so sorry, Eric. I said I didn't write the song for Eric's approval. I wrote it because it's what I was feeling.
Yeah.
And honestly, I quite frankly don't care. I'm so sorry about his opinion because I like it. We all are really, really feeling it. Like that.
When we play it live,
there's like a magic thing about it. I don't know how to describe
one of my favorite
it.
live
It's
ones.
just quite literally, I think, my favorite song I've ever written. And I
if
don't
we
care
can
if it
translate that
sounds-
onto a recording.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where I think we're getting almost having a hurdle.
Yeah.
But I think we are getting there. But I then talked about it with KP again today because originally she didn't like it as much. And then she listened to it again today. I'm so sorry, Eric. She said, I don't know what he's thinking. This is great. Da 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 da. And I said, I know, right? Like, I don't know what it is.
Different strokes.
And
But feedback's good.
And it
no matter
is
what.
good. We should
no matter if
take
you agree
it.
with it or not. Like there is
Yeah.
something there, when people
like
give you that feedback.
everyone has their opinion,
And you should
but
at
they
least
have their
look
opinion for a reason.
Yeah.
So I think we should take it.
Whether or not you change anything,
Yeah.
it's worth considering.
But you're exactly right. I took it as a very personal attack.
Well, you're gonna have haters no matter what, but I think personally, because I'm an inquisitive guy, if somebody tells me, "Oh, I like this podcast you did with this band," I'd be like, "Cool, man, you suck." Okay, well, my question, why?
Yeah, that's
What do you not like about it?
Yeah.
You just suck. That's not an answer.
Yeah.
Give me
If
an
it-
answer.
yeah,
Why do
like-
I suck? Oh, well, you have this southern drawl and you talk too slow and I just can't stand to hear your voice. And it's like, well, that, it is what it is. I can't fix
Yeah.
that. So either get over it or get lost.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
yeah.
you're going to have haters, but someone that hates, make them step up and say why.
Yeah.
And then maybe if it's a legitimate critique, kind of step back and say, you know what? I kind of feel the same thing. Or I've heard other people say the same thing. Maybe that's something we should address. Or, be like,
Yeah.
hey, this is it. Love it or hate it.
That's a good point.
That's-
If you're hearing it from literally everyone, maybe there is something
Yeah.
there. But yeah, if it's a one-off kind of thing,
I agree.
grain of salt.
And well, when you were saying that, I also felt the same because when you were telling me on the phone, it was like he said it sounded poppy or whatever, and I was like, well, I don't care if it sounds like pop.
Yeah.
Pop's
'Cause
good.
I think I like pop, but
Pop.
my
Pop
whole thing
music.
too is I don't want to have like one defined sound. I think that's very limiting when a band just
Definitely. Yeah.
has
I mean, I
one
agree.
sound over and
I don't
over,
have
and
the
that's what
same
I was
sound.
telling you. I was like, well, it's just not his style. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's not his style. That's
Yeah.
fine. It's not his sound. But then you were telling me your perspective of hearing it, and I was like, okay.
Because I respect his musical
Yeah.
opinion
Yeah,
very highly.
it's because I got so defensive at
yeah.
first that I was like, "Pfft, no.
Yeah.
And then
Which is
you
natural.
said your opinion, and I was like, okay,
Yeah.
wait.
So we were trying
There's
to
some
find that
things
middle
where-
ground.
yeah, we were, yeah. But I also got off of my 312s, and when I'm at
That's
my
true.
312s, I'm
Yeah.
not nice.
Bad timing.
not nice.
Yeah.
I'm not mean, but I'm not
No,
nice.
you were fine.
Yeah, exactly. I was fine.
Yeah.
No filter after.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. That
it's very
pretty
blunt.
much it, yeah.
Very blunt. Very dry.
Trust me, I know exactly where you're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
You can work so many hours, and then in behind that, someone wants to say something negative about what you do, and there's no filter. It's like my brain thought
Yeah.
this, And before I could really consider it, my mouth said it. But you know what? I'm gonna. That's my hill I'm gonna die on.
Mm-hmm.
Love it
Yeah.
or hate it, there it
That's-
The
is.
music's the baby.
Exactly how I feel.
Yeah, for sure. I do feel more rejuvenated on it again after talking to you, and just because I know I've
Yeah.
liked it. Like it's been awesome. I mean, we're not trying to downplay the song, obviously. Before
Yeah.
it's gonna be
It's
amazing.
gonna be so cool.
You don't
can
even
stream
know.
it on everything.
Yeah, but yeah, it's definitely just like again another internal battle you have to have as an artist. Like
Yeah,
There's so many
goes
battles
back to
you
like the
have.
imposter syndrome of like, oh, is this good? Like I thought it was something special. Is it not? Da 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 da.
in like even like a majority of my favorite bands, I usually like an album or two of theirs, and then I'll listen to the new stuff and I'll be like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
hate this. Like, what?
Yeah.
is this? These guys suck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, if that can happen to my favorite bands, like,
Yeah.
everything's not gonna be for everyone.
Honestly,
That's right.
one band. I love Greg, obviously.
We should all say our top
All of it.
Spotify
Least
Wrapped
favorites.
artists
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
there
we
you go.
should.
Go ahead.
Can't
Should.
say
Go
it.
ahead.
right now.
I'm
All right, sure, okay, let's
Okay,
do it.
well.
Who's your number one? Spotify?
Number one, I was top 0.5% of listeners. Greg.
Okay, saw that coming.
So Greg, and then this was before I knew he was canceled.
Yeah.
So I revoked this one. It was Zach Bryan. I do like his music, but
Because he was.
because he
Is
was
he the chair guy?
The
chair.
chair, that's Morgan Wallen.
He,
You know,
no,
all
that's
in the
Morgan
same- all
Wallen.
in the
But
same.
he was not good to his girlfriend as the whole thing.
Damn,
It was on Barstool and everything.
Zach Brown.
And then Zach Bryan.
Oh, right. Yep.
He's
And
good.
then-
Shame he's not a great guy. I
Yeah,
guess,
he's so good though, unfortunately. And then the Lumineers, of course.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
They're probably always on
Then-
yours, right? Every
Yeah.
year? Yeah.
This was honestly the first year they weren't number one. Normally it's Lumineers, Greg, then Camp. Whole switch up this year.
Whoa.
Not that big of a switch up.
I know. So Lumineers were third, and then Fleetwood Mac. That's always in my top five.
Nice.
Top five.
Your top wood.
My top wood. And then 5 was Led Zeppelin.
Nice. That's a nice
It's
spread.
a solid list. It's a
Thank you.
solid.
that. Okay.
Fleetwood
So-
Mac is my favorite band of all time, followed by Led Zeppelin and then Boston.
Ah, Boston.
No,
Oh, I
I'm,
thought you were gonna say no. I
I'm
was like,
no, I'm on
sad.
board.
Yeah, I love
I'm on-
Boston.
Okay, good.
Love
Yeah.
Some of the
Boston.
best guitar tones of
Oh
all
my
time.
god.
Yep.
Yeah, that was
You could talk to Frank about that
Yeah.
all day.
Oh, sure.
Tom Scholes.
Every single time he'll be like, "Hey, did you know that the lead singer recorded every single thing by himself
No, the
Yeah, he-
guitar
in his
player.
room?" The guitar player.
Yeah.
I thought it was he sang everything too.
Did
He did the whole thing. Well, according to Frank.
He's a genius.
That's according to Frank.
I don't know. I don't want to say something that's wrong.
Say it.
Well,
say
I
it.
probably
I'm
already
pretty
said
sure it's the
something that was
guitar
wrong.
player. I'm pretty sure it's the guitar player. But I
Okay,
don't know.
well,
It could be. I don't know. It doesn't
excuse
matter.
me.
It doesn't matter.
Who are
Whatever,
yours?
I was just
I
kidding.
mean, nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
But we're all learning, or I'm learning from you guys for sure. I'm definitely learning from you guys.
My top 5.
Yeah, your top
Yeah.
5.
I don't remember all 5 of mine.
We're gonna
I just
skip
looked at
over
them.
number 1.
Why?
Because
It was Zach Bryan.
It was Zach Bryan. I mean,
For you
he
too?
makes really good music. I mean, it's a shame.
Okay, July 4th, he was crying to Zach Bryan on your porch.
Yeah, you
On
guys
my
were inside
porch?
and I was alone on the porch and I teared up a little bit.
Oh, wow.
It was July 4th. It was a fun day. We were
Very
throwing
emotional day for a
fireworks.
lot of people, yeah.
I don't know. Rustin Kelly was 2. I love Rustin Kelly.
Okay.
Um,
Know them.
Him.
he's
Him.
Casey Musgraves.
Casey Musgraves' ex-husband.
Wow.
Yeah, he's really good. He's really
That's
Um,
how he's
Check-
best known as.
good. No,
Check it out. No.
Yeah, he's really
He's
good.
really good.
Yeah.
Check, yeah, I will. Yeah, show me some
Chili Peppers, of course.
stuff. Mm-hmm.
The Dangerous Summer, you know them?
Mm-mm,
One of the best emo bands of all time.
Oh, nice.
Well, no.
Still keeping emo in top 5. Nice.
Yeah. And then I like a lot of stand-up comedy, so Louis C.K. was in my top 5.
What?
Yeah.
That's cool. That's awesome.
It's,
That's a really unique top 5.
Yeah.
That's a weird top 5, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's better than a lot of Stomp and Holler. Mine was
I can't
and holler.
remember all 5 of mine.
75%
Only a few.
Stomp and Holler.
My number 1.5% top listener, Phoenix.
Oh,
Yeah. I didn't
okay.
think they'd be up there, but I guess I do listen to them that much.
Wow.
Yeah, I love Phoenix. And
Oh,
then my number
I think
2
so.
was the Irons, which they're always in my top.
The
They're one of my
Irons,
favorite
yeah.
bands.
Yeah.
They're not even famous or big at all, but they're
Covered them.
they're the best.
He's saying.
Hayden Havard is the guy behind that, and he is extremely inspiring. Like, I mean, just like Elliott Smith does. He does it all himself. He's amazing.
Yeah.
and then also I had Alex G in my top 5. He's always there too. That's the only ones. Oh yeah, and this band called Mellow Drone.
Oh yeah.
Which is one of my
You
favorites.
showed me that.
They were
yeah,
top 5.
really good.
I can't remember the
Yeah.
4th one. It was Twin or something.
Twin.
Twin?
I don't know.
They're like a
TWE.
jam band, right?
No,
No?
no, they're not. KP loves them.
Uh,
But yeah, that's my top 5 ish.
what's your top
Yeah, did you
5?
check it out? Your Spotify Wrapped?
Top 5.
Or top
Well-
3 if you can't think of 5.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to change constantly due to when I approach you guys, or I approached y'all, and I approach other bands on social media. And when I interview a band, and this is coming, so get prepared. I'm going to ask you guys, hey, do y'all know anybody that would like to come sit down and have a chat? And you may give me 1 or 2, you may give me 5 or 6, you may give me however many. So I'm going to go check them out, and then I'm going to approach them on social media.
Yeah.
And I've checked out bands and I've been like, you know what? Wow. Everything I hear from them, I like. And I would not have heard them had someone else not turned me on to them.
Yeah.
And maybe it's even a slightly different style of music. I'm not really a certain style of music. I don't lean into one genre. I like everything.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I can get behind, even people are like, wait a minute, you like this genre of music, but you also like that. How's that work? Because they're competing. Well, how are they competing? I mean, are these artists actually out there sword fighting, or I mean, how are they competing? Oh, well, they're talking about this over here and they're talking about this over here, and those things don't work. Well, you know what? This artist is talking about their life or what's important to them. This
Yeah.
artist is talking about their life and what's important to them. They don't know each other. How are they competing?
Yeah,
Well,
right.
Yeah.
it's just those genres don't work. Well, you know, you're kind of closed-minded. Why don't you step back and look at it for the art?
Yeah.
You know, maybe you don't agree with what they're saying or their style of music, but why don't you step back and try to take an open view towards it? And if you don't like it after that, that's fine. It's not your thing. I've heard an artist 4 or 5 times. I don't particularly care for their music,
Yeah.
but them as a person, dude, I'd hang out with them
Yeah, that's a good
7
point.
days a
Yeah.
week.
Yeah.
They're cool as they can be. I just, you know, what you're talking about on stage just doesn't interest me.
Yeah, that's
You know, and I mean, it is what it is. So it's, I mean, every time I do one of these interviews, my top 5 is going to change because
Yeah.
There you go.
I listen to different people and different bands, and I'm like, okay, so you're going into my starred list on Spotify.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then, you know, at the end of the year, Spotify just kicks something back, and they're like, what are you doing? we just can't put this together. It's just not working.
It's the prompt this year. You've changed a lot.
Yeah, you're an enigma for
Who
Spotify
are
to figure
you?
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my top 5 on Spotify. Who are you? And
I love it.
I mean, it's just music for me is something that is ever changing.
Yeah.
And you know, my love for music never changes, but my top 5 playlists will always change.
Yeah,
And
that's fair.
even though my top 5 playlists will always change, my playlist as a whole always stays the same. Sometimes I get on a playlist and I'm like, you know what? Let me go to a rock playlist, or let me go to country playlist. Let me go to my hip hop playlist. Or let me go to my alt playlist, which encompasses everything.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I love about it. Or, you know, I like getting on these platforms and hearing a band. I may be just sitting at home and be like, you know what? let's just go to that band radio. And
Yeah, I love
not
doing that.
not even look at what's coming up. Just
Yep.
that band
It's
radio.
one of the best ways to
and-
find some new songs.
And
I
I
agree.
have found so
Yep.
many artists out there. And then I'll even take notes while I'm at home. I have these
Yeah.
little pieces of paper all over the place where I was in this room doing whatever, and I hit go to song radio. These artists come on, so I make little notes. And
Yeah.
I'll come back to it and I'll listen to that artist. Be like, wow, why is this person not being played on these radio stations I listen to? I don't know, but I don't care. I found them, so
Yeah.
I'm going to dive a little deeper into it. And it just, you do that, next thing you know, you're going down some rabbit hole.
Yeah.
You were just way down here and you're listening to people, and they're like, who are you listening to? You tell them, oh, what genre is that? Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was
Totally.
I listening to when I went down the rabbit hole to find them? Oh, why do you ask these hard questions? I don't know. Why don't you listen to it and see what you think?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's where I'm at with music.
Yeah.
For sure. That's a great place to
Yeah.
be. And it makes sense for someone in your position that constantly has an open mind to bring in new artists.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't want to commit to one genre either because, like, you wouldn't be interested in half the artists that come through if you don't have that open
Exactly.
mind.
Well, you know, and you guys, your band is in a certain genre, which I would like you to go ahead and commit to a genre. So, what are y'all?
I
ahead.
think we're indie rock.
Yeah.
I would say that.
I'm
Indie
pretty
rock.
sure
We're
we're indie rock.
We are.
Yeah.
We are indie rock.
As
Yeah.
a whole,
We're indie rock.
Indie rock.
Indie, to
Indie
indie
rock.
rock.
To indie rock.
Yeah. Cheers.
Looks like you need a
Yeah,
refill.
we're certainly indie rock.
Gotta drive.
Fair. Can't say anything to that. I think we're indie rock.
Yeah, you know, we'll float around and, like, do
Like,
different
we-
vibes, but at the end of the day, it comes
different
back to
sounds,
that.
but-
Yeah.
Mhm.
We're a rock band. You
Yeah.
know?
That's right. You know what? I will give this to Cody. His bass is always, you and Cody are like the powerhouse
As it should
foundation. And I think that you can like make little folky drum beats. Cody's always just nailing
Yeah.
some indie rock bass
be.
line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
yeah.
every
It's his
single
bread and butter.
time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Every single time. Indie rock bass line. I don't
Yeah.
even, it's like some line.
Yeah, we definitely have, like, some underlying consistent themes that keep us in the indie rock.
Exactly.
No matter
even
what
like,
you guys end up
yeah, like
with your
even
vibes.
like us in May, we say it's our folk one. It's still indie rock.
Yeah.
It's
hmm
indie rock.
Yeah, indie rock.
Indie rock.
Not going back on that.
Shake on it and everything.
But you guys, your influences come from so many different other genres.
This is like where we all meet. 'Cause
Yeah.
we all
We all-
love
yeah.
those indie rock bands at the end of the day, like
Yeah.
Arctic Monkeys and Strokes, and
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah, like it's just it's widely loved by a
Peppers,
lot of people.
When I
yeah.
said we're gonna sound like the Strokes,
I think we all like folky stuff too.
Yeah.
Big Thief,
Maybe-
and Mazzy
Big
Star.
Thief. Yeah. Big Thief
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, we do have a common, like, huge common area of music
Yeah.
that we like, even though we do
Even-
have a lot of
Yeah.
favorite artists.
Sixpence. People
Oh,
say we
yeah.
sound like Sixpence.
Yeah, they're amazing. People don't
So
even realize
good.
how many good songs they have beyond their hits.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, if you, like, have a road trip and put on one of their albums, you're like, whoa.
Oh, The Tide.
Yeah.
When we were trying to find it after we played with them, The Tide. Oh my
Yeah, it's
goodness.
on Lee's solo
Lee's.
page. Yeah,
Love
it's
it.
not released by the band yet.
So, do you think that you guys could have them open up for y'all one day?
20
Oh,
years?
one day.
Maybe one day, not
As a
right
favor?
now.
Not right now. Not right now.
Not
yeah,
right
not
now.
right now. No, we don't deserve that right now.
Yeah,
I want to
they
end that.
are legends and
Yeah.
so kind and so talented.
I mean, and their sound's just so refined.
incredibly tight.
It's a kind of sound you can't get unless you've been together for a decade at least.
Yeah.
Like,
and they've been together. That was their 25th
yeah, 25th.
Fifth?
Yep.
Yeah.
25th anniversary.
Yeah, there's just a different level that you enter. Like, I wouldn't even feel right having someone like that open up for me.
Yeah.
You know, I want to open for someone like that.
I really like what they did where they had local bands throughout the tour because
Yeah.
it's like there's so many people who are doing this. They should be heard.
Yeah, they were really
Give it
trying
a
to put
shot.
people on. Which
Yeah.
was why we were so stoked to be with them.
Thank you, Dave Rose
Yeah, and thank you, Sixpence.
and Sixpence.
But yeah, I mean,
Thanks.
everywhere they went, they brought local bands with not big followings to open for them. Give them opportunity of a lifetime, and it's like a cool story forever.
And that's what I think I would like us to do if we're lucky enough to get to that point. Everyone should be heard. Give them a chance.
Yeah, I think most of the best artists in the world probably haven't even been heard or discovered.
Exactly. And if we can be what Sixpence was to us, where they were so welcoming and so kind and literally the best people ever, I think other people would really appreciate it.
Yeah, because I know we did.
Yeah, we did. We were like, oh, hey.
We didn't want to bother them either. But they were so
I
nice.
know, me knocking on their dressing room, I said,
Yeah,
hi.
they were in a dressing room when we were next door in a storage closet.
Yeah, I didn't even say hi. I said, yoo-hoo.
They saw where we were at, and they're like, they're making you guys stay in here.
And I
We're like, we're just happy to have a dressing room.
said, with your vodka and backpack.
Oh Lord.
Well, you guys have been absolutely awesome, and I've really enjoyed this conversation, and I hope that everyone who listens to this podcast or views it on YouTube will have as much fun as I had. And I hope everybody goes out there and checks out you guys' music and your soon-to-be massive social media presence.
That's right.
2025.
Get there,
It's coming.
2025. It's
Come on.
And I hope everybody enjoyed the conversation and getting to know you guys a little bit outside of your stage presence, which is pretty big and pretty enjoyable.
Oh,
For
my
lack of
goodness.
better
Thank
term.
you.
So
Thank you.
anyway, if people want to find you guys' music, art, production, soon to be massive TikTok, presence, where can they find you guys?
So we're on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
I think
We
that's
got
it.
2 singles up on Spotify right now. The
It's-
Experience and
yeah,
She's Not Me.
She's Not Me. It's all Shanny and the Eastmen. If you go to our Instagram or TikTok, there's a link in the bio with literally all of our links.
Yep.
With
And then
everything, merch.
we got several live videos up. If you type in Juice Bar live
Yes.
sessions, we got
And-
several, some live ones and some studio ones.
That's your page, our producer.
Yep.
You should plug
Juice
that.
bar.
Yeah, the Juice Bar Nashville.
Brian Gelder for graphic design and video.
Video.
Yeah.
Soon to be personal poster.
Soon to be.
Exactly.
That's right. It's coming.
Everything else is literally. Oh wait, no. Cody's detailing is
Boss
I
Auto
know.
Detailing.
boss. Yes, boss auto detailing.
Here in
Your
Nashville.
car
Cody.
details.
Fixed
Yeah.
up.
Cody's right
Yeah.
here in spirit.
But if you
Yeah.
type in Shanny and the Eastmen anywhere, you're
You'll
bound
find
to
it. You'll
wind
find
up with a bunch of stuff from
Shanny
us.
with a Y. The arrow
Yep.
points to the east.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
It points to the east. Yeah, wait.
Oh,
My phone
we have
came.
learned something new.
You didn't even know that.
Here we go.
Look how
Never
creative.
thought about it.
Look how
It
creative.
points to the east. See?
Oh wow, I love it.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
You're a genius.
Ampersand
Does-
points to
no,
the east.
no, that was
I didn't do it. Whoever,
No,
I forget his
the-
name. The guy who designed it, I forget his name.
the guy who
Sorry.
designed it. He follows
Yeah.
us.
Like Kyle or something.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Look
I
us
forget
up,
his
man.
name.
We're everywhere.
All right. All right, guys. Well, I've really enjoyed this, and I hope maybe we can sit down after you guys get a little bit bigger, or a lot bigger, and have pretty much the same show.
Yeah.
More beers.
Yeah, we'd love to.
Oh,
Would
100%.
love that. Thank you for
And we
having
can
us.
get our bass player in here.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes,
Cody
yes.
will be right here.
Yep.
Everyone will
In
be here
person.
next time. I personally promise that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
all right, guys. This is another episode of Two Beers with Band. I'm with Shanny and the Eastmen, and we're signing off now.
Peace.
Good night.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Your empty glass. Woo.
Empty one.